The strong part of the storm that we were looking at earlier did go to the north of town. So
All right.
hopefully it's not
We
going to
are
be bad in Abilene,
officially
but
live
you know,
again.
there's
We're
so much
ready
more
to
coming. I don't want to
advertise for
say let
Ryan
the guard
Hall
down just
for
yet.
pretty much
We
the
are
rest of the
still
evening.
under
Let's
a
shove him
you know,
another.
severe thunderstorm
Let's hook
warning for
him
the
up
next
with
5
another
minutes.
50,000
It's
people
going to be a
so
long
he
night in Abilene. That's all I know to say.
keeps
But it looks like
spreading all
maybe the
this
strongest
valuable
winds did
information to
just
people all
barely
over
miss
the
you
United
there.
States and save lives, guys, because this is important
Even
stuff.
stronger
We've got
winds are
some
once again now
really
coming out of
big,
Albany
damaging up
and
to,
moving
well, they
into
said
Sedgwick and
100
Moran.
mile an hour
Those
expected
will be
winds
moving down
in
towards
Dallas
Putnam as
tonight.
well. There's a really strong pocket
So
of
it
winds
is
down here
supposed
south
to
of Woodson,
be
moving into
really
Crystal
bad.
Falls.
And right now, that's what we're looking at. We are down here in near Dallas, north Oklahoma or South Oklahoma, by the Texas border, and we're watching a lot of these storms as they're coming in here. Extremely strong storms. As you see, we just have a handful of severe warnings. We have a couple tornado warnings. Let me go ahead and remove these regular severe warnings because we want to stick to just the most destructive ones because that's what we're watching for right now. So let's go ahead and pull those down here. And of course, we are watching Ryan Hall. Ryan Hall, y'all, the main weatherman in the industry. He's the one that pretty much started this all. And yep, it's going to be a rough night, guys, for Dallas. I know we have over 1 million people in this threat tonight for extremely strong, powerful winds here. I mean, we're seeing like a tight rotation right here already in front of Whitesboro. Basically, this whole line of storms, we're talking some serious heat right here. We're talking up to 100 mile an hour winds here coming along the front lines of these storms here. You basically want to treat all of this as basically an EF1 tornadoes coming at you. If you're here by this blue line, yeah, it's coming right at you. 100 up to 100 mile an hour winds. National Weather said 100 mile an hour winds are expected. Not possible, they are expected. So like we have looks like we do have a tornado here, according to Ryan Hall or Andy Hill. Yeah, just the one I just looked at. We're pretty sure we have a tornado on the ground right here. A little brief spin up.
All right, thank you.
Treat it. I mean, you treat this whole storm like it's a tornado, baby. Because this is some rough stuff coming through tonight. Let's take a look at these storms. Let's actually take an upfront close look at these storms since it's dark. I know we have some storm chasers out here still, but let's just look at these things. Basically, these are our storms coming into Sherman, Bonham. Like, these things are just screaming along. They're coming in, and they're going to hit you with 100 mile an hour winds here.
Just to the north and east of Collinsville, including the Malden.
And our velocities, like, they're just all over the place. Let me turn this up a notch here.
Facility. And then this will go down towards Raptor.
Basically, all these little knobbies you see here, this is just insane amounts of velocity coming in to hit you with big gusts of wind here.
Likely a tornado either happening or about to happen, or
and these storms are just rolling over each other.
Up to 90 mile per hour winds. It's going to be.
In this whole area, we just have such a large amount of rotation here. I mean, we just got lots and lots of winds coming through.
Our warning for Breckenridge to considerable still, but I'm sorry, destructive.
And we do have 2 tornado warnings here. We are, you know, well, we're treating this whole area basically like EF1 tornado because of how strong these winds are going to be. I mean, you're really not going to feel much of a difference. If an EF1 tornado drop, it's going to feel about the same as these winds coming through. So it's kind of what you're dealing with. I don't know if we're getting amber alerts for these severe destructives, but yeah, what I'm flashing here, this is a TDS, severe destructive warning here. This is a particularly dangerous situation. Oh, let me grab my chat. I have not pulled chat back up yet.
Denton, Texas, you guys are about to get hit pretty soon.
Where is my stream page?
70 mile per hour winds.
Okay.
Comes down Interstate 35. Also, Bolivar.
Let me pop up. There's chat. Okay.
You guys are all next in line here. Get ready for those 70.
It's only raining out in Lawton. Lawton should be good. You should be outside of the big threat in Lawton right now. But we are expected 100 mile an hour winds in Dallas tonight. Lawton should be good. Yeah, you just got some rain showers up there coming through Walton, but this is our big threat right here. Pretty much everything in these red polygons, we got 100-mile-an-hour winds here, and then these over here, we have 100-mile-an-hour winds coming from here.
Out here, that's right. A tornado is observed between
This part of the storm's probably not quite as strong, but we're going to see what happens here in the future. I'm going to go ahead and switch up to our NROC again. This really gives you an idea of where the strongest winds are coming.
They've all been allowed to expire, but Caddo, Buckcheetah,
so all along here,
you guys are all under a severe thunderstorm.
You guys are clearly, yeah, you're probably going to see 100-mile-an-hour gusts right here along this whole line right here. It's heading towards Gunter, Sherman, Knollwood, Denison, Pottsboro, Howe, Gunter, Kyoga, Pilot Point. We're going to see 100-mile-an-hour winds all coming through here. And once this passes, it should start to calm down after a little bit, but hopefully you guys don't lose power. And let me go over here to Dyess Air Force Base because we have some more areas over here. We have a lot of severe destructives over here.
Strongest winds right now are about to move.
Oh, holy smokes, it's right on top of the Air Force Base radar.
Texas, 80-mile-per-hour winds. And then
so every single one of these polygons are severe. I'm going to flash our PDS. This is particularly dangerous situation. Severe destructive warnings right here. This whole area is under PDS, severe destructive warning. You know, and we're not really concerned about tornadoes because all these storms are going to be as strong as a tornado. So it really doesn't matter if they spin up a tornado. You're going to feel 100-mile-an-hour winds regardless from these storms. So, I mean, we will alert you if we actually see like a big tornado that's stronger than a big gust of wind. We'll let you know that as of right now, we're basically screaming through here. I mean, we might see some brief spin ups along the edge here. But it's pretty much going to be about the same either way, anywhere from 80 to 120 miles an hour coming through on these storms.
If you're just now tuning in, Dallas is under a severe thunderstorm watch tonight.
Hey, TX Carnage, how you doing, buddy? Are you still down in Benton? I know you were in Benton the other day. I don't know if you're in your truck or what.
100, maybe 105-mile-per-hour wind gusts tonight.
So let's go ahead and pull up our NROT down here so we can basically get a good idea of our velocities.
I don't think we'll be having 100-mile-per-hour wind gusts in Dallas at 4 a.m.
We can actually have a really good reading right here. Okay.
Nacogdoches, you guys are, you know, it's going to be happening later over there.
So right in here, 76-mile-an-hour wind speed right here at 190 feet. So we're really close to radar here.
As the time goes on.
We're seeing 70 to 80 right in here along this blue.
A new mesoscale discussion.
This is going to be a little further up in the sky. We're not going to see this, but we're also we're going to worry about the front of the storm where we actually have the velocities rolling over top of each other. Let me actually get a 3D view of this so you can kind of see what's going on here. What I don't like is we have all this radar interference here, but let me take a quick radar view of the front of these storms here. So this is our storm coming in. Absolutely massive storm, by the way. Holy smokes.
Okay, so they're expecting that southern line to be the main driver.
Let's turn down our velocities a bit.
Near Abilene over to Fort Worth, Hillsboro, and Brownwood. But this secondary line up here is not going to be anything.
This is why we have such strong winds. So you can see right here, we got red and we got green. So this is basically multiplying our wind speed right here. So the greens go in one direction, the reds go in the other way. That's how we're multiplying our wind speed here. Basically, you just picture a long horizontal tornado coming along the ground here. Basically like a rolling pin. It's just rolling through. 50 miles an hour one way, 50 the other. That's how we're going to see such high velocities here. So these storms are basically just tumbling over themselves in a rolling pin fashion, screaming right over top of you guys. These big gusts of 100-mile-an-hour winds. It's basically the same thing we had out in Kansas the other night. So we were seeing up to 120, sadly. It was really bad out there. So yeah, we got these storms screaming through. Wind speeds multiplying themselves because they're just basically rolling out on top of each other's out the front. But yeah, other than that, it's just a big giant supercell on top of that. So that's what we got coming through here. That's where we're going to see all these really big winds. How you doing, Esper? Welcome to the stream. Actually, looks like we're getting a bit of a rotation. Right, I have a little brief spin up tornado right here. Got a really tight, or not really tight, but it's tightening up. We're having a pretty good rotation here. We got a little bit of a notch coming in here. Might see a little tornado right here. A little bigger gust of wind.
All right, there's another one.
Yeah, every single one of these are PDS, particularly dangerous situation. gusts of wind coming in here with these storms. Let me go ahead and go down here. Anybody that's in line of these storms, you want to make sure if you're in a mobile home or a camper or anything like that here along this highway here, Baird, Eastland, any of these towns, you want to make sure you find a big strong building or somebody's house you can go into, because these winds can actually destroy a mobile home with 100-mile-an-hour plus winds. You definitely, obviously, too, if you're in a house, you want to be away from the windows, be in your innermost room, like go into the bathroom where it's closed in, you know, because we could possibly lose some windows, we could lose power. You just want to be safe, right? You don't want you to get hurt. Not a whole lot of hail. There is some hail up here by Albany, but we're not seeing a ton of hail in these areas.
Over in Knox County, Texas. Mesonet picked it up.
Yep, you can see our blue lines here where lots of our winds are coming in here. These areas are kind of too close to the radar, so we're not going to properly see our NROC here. But yeah, I mean, like here's a really good view of where you can see the winds rolling over, right? Instead of rotating in a circle, it's basically rotating all the way across in a line. It's just steamrolling across.
Grayson and Hunt counties in Texas. This includes McKinney, Plano, and
we got a pretty good tight rotation there.
So here it is, that big pocket of wind that's coming out of Sherman.
Yeah, you can subscribe too if you want. I really appreciate y'all coming. We're also, basically, we're here advertising from Ryan Hall, right? Because we already know what's going to happen tonight. I mean, I've already told you guys, we're going to have 100-mile-an-hour winds come through this area. Nothing more, nothing less, right? So, like I said, even if you get a tornado, it's probably going to feel about the same as a 100-mile-an-hour wind, pretty much. So, maybe it'll gust up to 120. But that's basically what we got going. If you're on the bottom side of this blue line, you're in a bad place. You need to get prepared because it's coming. And we also got Ryan Hall here. He's going to provide us all kinds of awesome views and stuff on the street cams and all that good stuff. We got streamers all over the place too. I actually still have Tornado Pagey on the side here. I'm going to pop her up if she gets into some interesting areas. We also have a Discord if you want to like join up and hang out with us, and we got it's basically like a huge chat room for weather. You know, we link pictures, link storms. We have all the apps we use in here. We got all the storm chasers linked. We have all the streamers linked in our Discord. 100% free. Yeah, if you want to come in and join up with us, you can. I mean, you basically join for free. You don't have to. You're not like committing to anything. You just click the link if you have Discord, and you can join up and hang out with us and basically you get like, you know, whatever's going on with the weather, we're always going to be talking about it in here. Go ahead and link that for you. That's our Discord. Just started it up 3 days ago, so we're excited about it that we can. We're basically building like a Discord that connects all the storm chasers together and all the streamers. It's kind of the goal of this one. So yeah, like, you know, if I'm not online, I'm disabled myself. And luckily I've been feeling really good lately, so I've been able to stream a lot. But, you know, I'm not always going to be live. But between all the weather streams, somebody's always going to be live if we have bad weather, right? So Discord can help you out with that. You know, you can always find somebody that's live and streaming.
We also continue to have a tornado warning in effect for Bryan County, Oklahoma. Now, this is no longer observed. We haven't had a report of an actual tornado being down in a while.
Lossies are maintaining here.
Saying that this is down currently. So
let's go back over to Dallas. It looks actually, before we go to Dallas, let's go back over to Louisiana. This storm actually fizzled out. We had tons of power outages today, but so far. Just so far. So this storm just fizzled out over here. That's what was left of it. It just fell apart. This storm did so much damage today. This is our worst storm of the day, pretty much. Look, just disappeared into nothing. But I'm going to show you guys how much damage the storm did today. So these are our power outages in Texas, right? This storm was right along the border of Texas and then Alabama, or not Alabama, Louisiana. This storm took out. It basically took out almost all the houses of power here in Jasper, Newton County, and as it worked its way through down here. Let me go ahead and refresh this. So you can kind of see, we just refreshed this. It's been about an hour since I refreshed it. These storms here, you know, these 100-mile-an-hour winds are basically taking out all these counties, and they're starting to. The storm's also in its way into Texas here. It's finally got out of Oklahoma, and it's taking out power here in all these households in Texas. So sadly, we're expected to see this get much worse tonight. We're going to see a lot more power outages in the future. But that's just what that little storm did over here today already, and the storms that we have coming up from near Amarillo and Lubbock area. I can't type either, Miss Irritated. It's normal. But yeah, thankfully, this storm is done. Looks like this storm's not going to be terrorizing any more people over here, thankfully. So I just wanted to go ahead and let you guys know there that that storm pretty much went to sleep. Thank you. All right, up to Dallas, Fort Worth area. Okay, here again. Seeing these blues and bright greens, expect to see 100-mile-an-hour winds along these lines here, up to 100. Anywhere from, I'd say, 60 to 120 gusts. The only way you probably see an 120-mile-an-hour gust if there is a brief spin-up tornado, which we do have multiple tornado warnings here. But, I mean, to be honest, guys, like, a tornado in this mess, I mean, it's basically just a bigger gust of wind at this point. So like right here, they're basically saying we're having a brief spin up tornado, but we can also see one that's happening right here, right? By the time they warn them, or the warnings go down, the tornado's already come and gone, and it forms up at a new spot along this front line of storms here. But yeah, anywhere we like see these little notches and stuff, and inflow notches where you might see a brief spin up. So as you see right here in Dorchester, we kind of got this blue line here. So we basically got a big inflow notch coming in right in here. So that's where our big blast of winds is right here. Even though it's, you know, you're going to start seeing rain over here already in like Bells and Luella. Like the big gust of winds are still to come. They're back here by Sherman and Dorchester.
Especially around that Tyson Foods plate, the Tyson Food Plant, and also Texas Instruments. The campus.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we have a tornado on the ground right here. This is probably a tornado on the ground right here, guys. Looks like we have one right here. Right just north of Dorchester, we have a tornado on the ground at the moment.
Actually, I mean, it continues to look more impressive.
I don't see a debris signature, but I'm positive we have a tornado on the ground right here in Dorchester. So, I mean, it's just basically the winds are going to be 20 miles an hour stronger right here in Dorchester. Same thing goes. Be inside a building, away from the windows, innermost room. If a basement, that's great. You know, a house can handle 100-mile-an-hour winds, but you don't want to be near the windows. You do not want to be in a mobile home or a camper. Like I said, if you're anywhere in front of the storm, anywhere down in Dallas, you need to make preparations for your mobile home park. Find a building to go into. Go to some business or something where you can get inside and be safe. Because this isn't a maybe. This is expected tonight. We're supposed to see 100-mile-an-hour winds in Dallas tonight.
PDR National, the North Texas
Atoka? Yeah, Otoka's up here. That's where Tana's in Atoka, right? Atoka's right here. Tana, how's the weather doing there? Do you still have power, Tana? It doesn't look too miserably bad up in Atoka, but it does look like you did get hit by some winds. Let's get a closer look up in Atoka. Let me take a. I'm gonna take this radar up to Oklahoma City.
This rotation up here near Ravenna. So y'all watch out in Dodge City.
That's the airport radar. Wrong one.
So no official tornado warning. We're trying to give you an early heads up just in case. We did it with the Sherman storm. And you know, that could actually be.
How's it doing there in Atoka, Tana?
Early heads up out there.
Is it really windy and rainy outside? How bad are your winds up there? You're kind of on like the outer band of this, so that's why I'm really curious. Like, how windy is it in Atoka? Looks like we have a couple gust of winds around your area, but nothing like right on top of you.
And once again, we got a tornado.
How you doing, Joyce? Hi, Tank.
In Grayson County, Texas. We also have a tornado warning in Bryan County, Oklahoma, and we're encouraging everyone up there to take shelter.
And we might have had a brief spin-up tornado right here just south of Atoka, possibly here recently.
With that storm, but
you have a little pocket of rotation right here.
Shelter in Bryan County in Oklahoma.
Could have had a brief spin-up here.
Storm warning continues for Palo Pinto, Stevens.
Brittany's, this is basically, we're looking at Texas, right? You see Oklahoma? We have a whole line of storms coming through Texas, 100-mile-an-hour winds today. So pretty much if you're in Dallas, you need to be prepared. Anybody in Dallas, Fort Worth needs to be prepared. It's coming your way. This is basically our line of storms here. If you're on the southern side of these blue lines, you need to get ready for this.
Yeah, this is, I mean, this just continues.
Yeah, I was just checking on Atoka because that's where Tana lives. I was curious. What's it like up there right now, Tana? Is it pretty crazy? You got a lot of winds?
Sherman in Texas.
Illinois fine, yeah.
Going on right now.
We're dealing with Texas right now. Everything's going to be Texas tonight.
That there is a tornado going on right now.
This is our current power outages for Texas. These storms just out of Oklahoma. Let's actually go see Oklahoma.
If you guys know where that huge campus is.
Yeah, basically those line of storms doing 100-mile-an-hour winds just basically started to really ramp up here in the southern part of Oklahoma, working its way through. Let's see here.
We're gonna see that go over towards Luella.
Something I wanted to check. Oh wow, looks like we're about to have another brief spin up right here near Dorchester again. Actually, that's the same one we just had. That's the same thing. Storm's still spinning. I do want to jump back down to the Dallas radar because this is still Oklahoma City. Let's go back to Dallas. Here we go. All right, back to Dallas. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure we have a tornado on the ground here, just north of Dorchester still. Very high possibility there's a tornado on the ground, but basically it's just going to be the winds are like 20 miles an hour stronger.
Strongest winds right now are up here near Sanger. They're moving to the south and east.
Yeah, I think this is our tornado right here. This is our debris signature. Pretty sure that's our debris signature.
Coming in. Also Decatur. Getting dangerously close to
pretty sure that's our debris signature here in Dorchester. I don't know how long this thing's been on the ground now, but I think it's been on the ground for about 2 or 3 minutes now. Has not yet lifted up. And this thing is completely rain wrapped too. You kind of see how our winds are the strongest right along here. So coming around here, we got this inflow notch that like wraps around right in here. Our tornado's like right in here.
1.3 million people are under this warning here in Collin, Fannin, Grayson.
Until this storm eliminates this inflow notch, it's pretty much going to keep spinning up tornadoes right there, most likely.
Sherman zone. That's why we're kind of hyper focused on it.
But I mean, the same thing goes, right? This whole storm is a threat, right? I know we may have a tornado here, but you need to be in your innermost rooms, away from windows, no matter what. Not in a camper and RV in front of these storms. The tornado is a priority, but it's, I mean, this whole storm is the same way, right? So you gotta be ready for this coming through. It's not a big bad tornado. It's just a little brief spin up one, like, you know, it's just an extra 20 miles an hour in the wind speed. And these are working closer to Dallas. If we get lucky, most of Dallas might get missed here because
nice. Okay.
I mean, we got a lot of velocities inside here in this area, but it's kind of sloppy. So hopefully the stuff will fall apart. Maybe most of Dallas will get missed, but we'll see. And we do kind of have a gap in the action right now too, because and look at these storms here. You got the worst of them here, and then there's basically this whole area here doesn't look nearly as strong. And then your severe destructive ones start back again over here, over by Abilene. Let's go over to Abilene too now. Or IS Air Force Base. Abilene's already been passed through here. They are getting a lot of winds in Abilene. So basically the whole front of our storms are right here now, heading into Putnam, Cisco, Eastland, Ranger, Strawn, Metcalf Gap, Brad, Cato. You guys are all on deck. This is coming right at you. And all these things I'm flashing right here, these are severe PDS, particularly dangerous situation, severe destructive storm warnings. This is straight from the national weather right here.
Sirens going off in Sherman. There should
A
be
new PDS severe thunderstorm.
All right, so it's a 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. This storm is producing destructive winds and large damaging hail. Seek shelter now inside a sturdy structure and stay away from windows. This is directly from National Weather. 60 miles an hour is an understatement. Like, we'll see anywhere from 60 up to 100, okay? We're really close to radar, so it's kind of sloppy over here. But yeah, same thing applies. These blue lines, it's coming right at you.
Plano and McKinney. 80-mile-per-hour winds are coming into Denton.
Let's I wanted to pull up our Google Maps actually.
Okay, so this is coming in right now. Take shelter if you're in Denton, McKinney, or any of these places.
So it's Interstate 20 is where this, basically all the towns along Interstate 20 is what's on deck here. Everything along Interstate 20, the storm is coming. It's getting really close. It'll be on top of Interstate 20 probably in the next 20 minutes or so.
Emergency management, etc. They may sound the sirens, tornado sirens, for a destructive severe thunderstorm warning, 80-mile-an-hour winds or baseball-sized hail.
Right now, yeah, we're looking kind of lucky because we kind of have a pocket here between Denton and Mineral Wells where it's not too crazy looking. I mean, we do have some velocities up in this storm here, but This area might dodge a bullet here if we get lucky.
Cities and so forth. But like Ryan
Let me
said,
go ahead and go
the
back over
winds, are
to
going to be
Dallas.
consistent and widespread enough to
This is
cause
Texas,
a
Robert.
weak, low
We're
inch
only going to be
tornado
talking about
to
Texas for
affect
the next 2
area.
hours.
So, if they do
Everything
sound
is going to be in
the sirens,
Texas.
kind of the thinking behind it is that we want you to take shelter as
Yep.
if you were hearing the tornado
Pretty much,
sirens.
we're
If
pretty
you
much
have
outside of
warnings,
Oklahoma at
it's
this
just
point.
dangerous.
We have one last tornado
The
warning on the
other one is
Texas-Oklahoma
that,
border.
yaw watch that I have
I highly doubt we'll
is
see anything else anywhere else tonight, but if we do, we'll
that
make sure we
area
jump
from
to it.
Sherman. The Bonham area in
Welcome to
Vandy
stream,
is
Robert. Welcome to
wind
stream, Ladybird.
because we are further away from the radar site, so it's harder to see.
So we're back up here near
actually
Dallas. This is
locations
north
setting
of
up
Dallas right here. The
where
storm is
is
getting
going.
closer. It's
But I
almost
think
on
that
top of
this,
Denton.
orientation
Actually, the winds have
very
already
similar
started
to the
basically
Lexington
jump into
tornado
Denton.
warning, which is now
So our
being
wind speeds are a little bit out in front of
if
the
you
storm
look
here.
at
So it's
the
already really
south
windy in
of
Denton.
Sherman
Getting to
and
Argyle,
right,
Corinth,
you
Oak
need to
Point.
take shelter there. But I think that we may see
So it's already getting really
similar
crazy windy in
occurrence here
Denton.
in Fannin County.
Go ahead and
So
pull up
with
another
the
3D
radar
view of
site,
this
we may
storm
have more
here.
confidence to see that
All right, this
tornado
again,
warning.
this flashing one, that is a
That yaw watch
severe
over there.
PDS,
Yaw watch
particularly
out for
dangerous
Bonham and
situation,
Elm Grove, Texas.
severe destructive storm warning right here.
Thanks so much, Andy. Meteorologist Andy Hill keeping us
All right.
updated on what's going on out here.
Same thing, hazard 80-mile-an-hour wind gusts, nickel size hail.
For McKinney and Denton, Flower Mound and Plano, Texas.
Extensive tree damage and power outage. Extensive tree damage and power outages are likely. Mobile homes will be heavily damaged. Considerable damage to roofs, windows. Flying debris will be dangerous to those not caught in shelter.
Those strong winds are currently right now between Sanger and Pilot Point. They're moving down towards Aubrey, and then Oak Point, Little Elm, Frisco, the Colony.
Go ahead and take a good 3D view of this storm again.
In that order as the storm goes off to the south and east.
So this is the big storm that's coming into Denton. It's already pushing the winds out in front of it.
All right, let's come back over here to the multi-view. Let me zoom out just a little bit.
There are velocities here. Look at this. See, this is absolutely nuts.
I need 2 minutes. I got to get it.
So that's why our wind speeds are multiplied here. We have wind speeds going one way here. We got wind speeds going another way here. Wind speeds going another way up here. So we basically have layers of rotating velocities in the storm.
Good time to remind you to please.
So you're going to feel a lot of wind coming from this storm.
That's the number one way.
Like it looks like the wind speed's going to be the worst up in here, where the green and reds are right next to each other. We basically got like a rolling pin of tornado force winds inside this storm here.
We'll keep you updated.
It's actually nuts. You don't see stuff like this very often, where you have these winds stacked on top of each other like this. It's only in like the craziest situations like we have tonight.
Northwestern Hale County in northwestern Texas, impacting communities like Plainview, Floydada, Lockney, South Plains.
Yep, and right out here, this is where we're getting the gusts of winds already out here past Dent. So there's more velocities out here out front of the storm as well.
Approximately the next 54 minutes. These storms are on the move southeast at 30 miles per hour, packing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail.
We still have a tornado on the ground up here.
And wind damage to roofs, siding, and trees.
Still have a really strong rotation here that was above Dorchester. We still have this inflow notch coming up near Lorella and spinning around. Very good chance we constantly see more basically 120 mile an hour wind gusts here, which would be a weaker tornado. Keeps forming up in this area heading southeast.
I-20. There's a severe thunderstorm watch nearby for severe weather, and it's a particularly dangerous situation.
We're probably having another brief spin up tornado right here by Salina as well. We have another really large gust of wind coming right on top of Salina here. And same thing down here by Oak Point. We got another really big blast of wind. Might be another brief. Most likely this is a brief spin up tornado right here. See, we got the inflow notch coming in here, wrapping around. So we basically got another tornado forming up real quick here on top of Oak Point. Doesn't matter if they warn it. It'll probably be gone by the time they warn it. These are just really quick, brief spin up tornadoes. Just letting you guys know ahead of time, because, I mean, we're seeing this at the front of the storm.
All right, chat. Good to hear you're okay, Jess. That sounds like a wild ride with the wind, especially with the warning coming after the fact. It's always a goes out, right?
There's our big blast of wind right here in Salina. We do have some radar interference here, but yeah. There's a little big gust right here forming up right by Salina.
Thanks for waiting on me there. We did just get a new tornado warning. And that's right in line with Andy's other y'all watch. So
Tilting up the
those of you
radars
who,
here. So this
really
is
good
at
heads up there. Those of you y'all that
17,000
know the
feet.
deal, we now have our official warning from the National Weather Service for
And right here, like, I mean, they're stacking on top of each other. Okay, so this is at 6,000 feet. You basically have the winds moving along at 50 miles an hour here at 6,000 feet.
If you're in Fannin County,
I tilt the radar up
there are
to
20,000 people in the path. Let's talk to Brad.
17,000 feet. The winds are going 16, or they're going another 50 mile an hour direction this way. So it's basically just multiplying. These things are just tumbling over, causing lots of wind damage here. Right here, this is at ground level, pretty much. Well, the lowest we can see at 3,000 feet, not technically ground level, but that's the lowest how the radar can see at the lowest tilt. We're still a ways away from radar, though. The Dallas radar is right over here, just south of Fort Worth. Yep, there's our line of winds coming through, all through there.
Well, he's acting like me. He's taking
Muskogee, where is Muskogee in Texas?
I'm coming through, really traveling the path of this. We're just west of Wichita Falls right now.
Looks like we're having another brief spin up tornado here by Whitewright.
I've only seen one town that had limited amount of power. A lot of people still have.
Might be another one spinning up here near Ravenna. We got a bit of radar interference here, but just treat everything I say is a tornado. Basically treat it as a 120 mile an hour gust of wind.
Especially the southern portion of it.
Got something happening up here too near Boca Cheetah. Got another tight couplet right up here where the inflow's coming in. Got something rotating around in there.
It's still chugging along, but in my opinion, the northern side of this, that is heading from Oklahoma on the north side of Dallas,
Brian Arnold talking. Hold on.
than the southern side, and the damage path would agree with that. I have not seen much. I haven't seen any damage, but I haven't even in power outages. There haven't been that many, so very surprising. But definitely don't let your guard down just yet.
All right, thank you, Brad. Coming back over here to...
He's over here. It sounds like the winds aren't nearly as bad over here near Dyess Air Force Base. Looks like really our strongest areas are over here right now. He's saying the damage isn't that bad over here. But let me actually hop on one of those storm chasers over there. Let's see what they're looking at.
Definitely another one of those storms.
I'm not sure exactly what area Brad Arnold's in, but I'm going to find out.
The good news is,
but he's saying the damage isn't as bad over in that area where he's at.
Storm's moving past you now. The rotation is now closer to Tom Bean.
Just going to pull him up.
A little bit less impressive looking than it was before. So still take shelter. We could have a tornado out here, but trying to spread some good news if there is any. Additionally, a very strong storm coming together over near Breckenridge. That's moving into Ranger and Eastland. All of our storm chasers, that's where they are right now pretty much, between Cisco and Gordon.
A little bit, and I'm hopeful that it may.
Did anybody happen to hear where Brad Arnold was? Did he say what location? The screen's not showing it. That something falls.
Especially the southern portion of it appears to be maybe underachieving a little bit. I'm hopeful that it may split out, so we may be dodging a bullet. Definitely don't let your guard down, because it's still chugging along. But in my opinion, the northern side of this, that is heading from Oklahoma on the north side of Dallas, is stronger than the southern side, and the damage path would agree with that. I have not seen much. I haven't seen any damage, but I haven't even in power outages that haven't been that many. So very surprising, but definitely don't let your guard down just yet.
All right, thank you, Brad.
So that something falls. I'm not sure. Brad Arnold was over here near Lubbock earlier today, so I don't know where he's at exactly right now. Let's go back over near Dallas. It's north of where I'm looking. He's north of here. Wichita Falls. That's where he said he was. Yeah, he said there was no damage or any power outages over in Wichita Falls. Yeah, Wichita Falls. That's where he was. Let me actually pull up our power outages again just to see what our latest update is on that. Go ahead and refresh it. Wow. So 51,000 people without power, households without power in Texas right now. Wichita only has 31 households without power in Wichita, but like a lot of the damage is really close to Wichita. We have 1,700 houses in Hardeman County. Like these counties are getting hit hard down here. So it looks like our strongest areas are going to be here and here. Like I said, we do kind of have a gap in between here where it's not nearly as bad, which is good. But it looks like, yeah, we have a lot more. Oh my goodness, over 8,000 houses in Grayson County lost power now, and 3,000 in Cook County. So yeah, there's definitely no shortage of power outages. Good Lord. Yeah, these storms are still doing a lot of damage, it seems. We got lots of power outages from these storms. And then the ones that are over here, north, the ones that are coming towards Dallas. I don't know if this is going to come straight into Dallas or what, but National Weather said 100-mile-an-hour winds expected in Dallas tonight. So we do have this severe destructive warning right here. This is the absolute highest severe thunderstorm warning you can get. It's a severe destructive thunderstorm warnings, particularly dangerous situations. So yeah, it's coming. We got lots of nasty winds coming through this one here. And we're constantly seeing like some brief spin up tornadoes over here. We still have 2 tornado warnings over here, but yeah, like looks like we have another one forming up right here. Got another little inflow notch. We're probably going to see another brief spin up tornado happen right in this area near Salina, McKinney area. But they're gonna happen so quick, right? Like we can't really tornado warn these spin up tornadoes, but they're just gonna happen, and we can kind of see where they're gonna happen. Like we got another little notch right here. It's gonna flow up and spin around right here by Desert. We're probably gonna see one here any minute too. So you just need to be prepared. Now I've been telling you guys that we got to be prepared for anything in front of this line here heading into Dallas. As of right now, let's kind of look at the storm track here, kind of see what it's doing here. Yeah, this kind of looks like it might miss Dallas. I mean, just looking at this, worst part of this storm kind of looks like it's kind of heading over here. It might miss downtown Dallas. We'll see what happens here. I mean, this stuff will still hit it, but this area, it's not nearly as bad up in here by Decatur. Let me bring Ryan Hall back in.
I get ready.
Too quiet, guys. It can't be quiet. I have to have noise in the background.
And it's Prosper, Little Elm, Denton, and then next in line, we are going to be talking about Flower Mound, the Colony, Frisco, Fairview, Allen.
Is the one in Richmond
Princeton,
coming?
Nevada,
Richmond. Make sure you type the state.
Mills,
No, I don't know which
Greenville,
area you're talking about. Richmond, Virginia. Basically, all of Virginia. The tornado threat got canceled in Virginia tonight. Let me pull that up again. This is our tornado threat now. We did have a 5% over here in Washington D.C. and Virginia, but they canceled that. This is the main area of concern tonight. But it's not only that. This is just our tornado threat, right? Let's look at our wind for today.
Rotation is, I mean, it's still
there,
and it's still very concerning looking.
You have a 30 and a 45 signature here.
Still sheltered.
This is where we're supposed to see up to 100-mile-an-hour winds here in this area here, the red and purple. This is our biggest area of threat right here.
Take shelter now.
So this is our biggest concern right now.
Interior room, lowest floor.
I mean, you still might see some winds over there in Virginia tonight, but the storms last we looked, there's just a little bit of rotation. We haven't had a tornado warning in Virginia since,
you know,
it's been about 7 or 8 hours since we had a tornado warning in Virginia.
Wood or, you know,
Wichita Falls looks good. Brad Arnold was just up in Wichita Falls.
You don't want to do that. You don't want to.
We have a lot of power outages out there by Wichita Falls. Looks like we're having another brief spin up
while you take shelter.
See your New Hope and Oak Point here. We have 2 areas of rotation starting to form up here.
Thankful for, and a lot of people don't.
Like I said, but these brief spin ups, like I said, it's going to be like 100, 120 mile an hour gust of winds, basically what it's going to feel like. again, I'm going to repeat. This is our line of storm
And
over here.
helmets are
If you're
great
if you're
if you have
south
them,
of this
yes.
blue line, you need to be ready. You see Dallas right here. This is these are the people that still everything out through here. It hasn't come yet, so we're going to see big blasts of winds coming through this area. So anybody south of these storms, it's coming towards you. Wichita Falls. Let me go back up to Dallas Air Force Base. Brad Arnold was just driving up there. Nobody's lost power.
Everybody in the chat is spamming their locations.
Look,
I don't have.
You still
the
got more
ability to
rain coming in
talk to
Wichita.
every
Like you
single
do
one of
have
you
some more
individually.
rainstorms
I'm
coming,
trying to
but you're
cover
not going to see
everything
any crazy
broadly
wind
here.
up there.
Hopefully, we're doing a pretty good job of that.
We do have some
We
gusts
do
of wind
have,
down here by
some,
Seymour and area
really
right
intense
here.
winds
Mega
coming together back
Gargle,
here
Archer
southeast
City.
of
We do
Abilene
have
that
some
we're gonna
blast of
focus
winds
on.
in this
There might
storm on
actually
top
be a
of
little bit of
Seymour.
a tornado problem here at some point. But
Basically, all these, see all this
otherwise, it's just some
blue
strong
and
winds that's
purple. There's
moving
lots
into
of high
Clyde and
velocities
Baird,
inside these
and
storms here.
Putnam. Additionally, over here near Eastland, we've got a very strong area of winds coming
Honestly, it
into
looks like this
your all's
storm's
area.
not
This is
nearly
where
as strong as it
our,
was. I mean, we still see a
this
bunch
is
of
where most
little,
our
you know,
storm
blue
chasers
and
are.
green right here, but
You can
they
see Aaron and
dropped it all the
Jason
way
here. They're
down to
moving up
one
towards
severe
Weatherford
destructive
right
warning
now,
right here.
trying to stay in front of this
And they
line.
actually only have it rated at 60 mile an hour wind
Additionally,
gusts.
you know, there's plenty of other places.
So it
that
looks
people are
like,
asking me
I
to
mean,
go
this
to. So
storm
here's
was really
what I
bad, right?
recommend once again.
We saw this storm do
For anybody
damage
that's,
all the way
just
from
now
Lubbock.
tuning in,
And
and you're mad.
the power
because I'm
outage
not
kind of
looking at the
lessened
right
up.
place
Let me
on
pull it
radar.
up again. We'll do another quick
Look
refresh
at
on
the
it.
radar on your own. Follow along with me while also
See all these power outages
looking
we
at
have
your
up
own
here
radar.
from these storms?
Go to weatherwise.app in your
But they're
web
like
browser,
down in here now.
or on your phone. Download it, iOS,
So it looks
Android.
like they're
There's
getting
link
a little
in the
weaker.
description. It's free.
Haskell County
Okay.
was the last
Click
county
on
that
the
got hit
radar
really
tower.
hard.
Make sure you're in the radar mode.
2,300 power
okay?
outages in
Click
Haskell
on the radar
County.
tower closest to you. And then
Only
you can
300
look at the
people
radar.
lost power in
Even whenever
Fisher.
I move
So
my
it looks
radar,
like
you can still see
the
this.
storm looks like
You
it's
can look at the
weakening here.
velocities, okay? You can click on the warnings. Okay, so you can click
I've
on
seen
this
a lot
warning
less,
and,
lot
see that
smaller
it's,
velocity
a tornado
signatures
warning.
out
You can
here.
read all the text about it and all that good stuff. WeatherWise, it's a free radar app. No ads.
Still
either.
have some areas of
It's plumb
big
wild,
rotation here,
literally.
though.
So,
It just doesn't
yeah,
look
that's
like the
what's
winds
going
are
on over
nearly
here.
as strong out here.
If you want to flip to velocity, you can. Correlation coefficient, it's got all
Still
these
have this
products, and
last
it's
severe
free.
destructive, but they're only
It's free.
rating this at 60 mile an hour winds right now. And it's moving south
And
at
yes, you
35
can
miles
see,
an hour.
storm chasers like Brandon Kopic. He's in Cisco.
Mac, where are you at?
Just click
Yeah, I
on
live in
there,
McKinney. I'm
and then
cooked.
you'll be able to see his feed.
No, they'll say that. You're gonna be fine. Stay away from the windows, bro. Let me pull you up.
So I'm gonna, try my best to cover everyone. But once again, it's very beneficial,
McKinney,
I think, for you guys to follow along with your own radar app.
Texas. Oh yeah, you're cooked. You're right. You're in the bad area.
Go ahead, Andy.
Get away from our windows, bro. Make
Hey,
sure your
Ryan,
pets
there's
are
a lot of
inside.
people in the chat noticing those
Uh,
storms around
Got anything
Abilene,
laying out in the
west
yard? Is it
Abilene,
starting
and
getting
the
windy
west
yet there,
southeast
Mac?
of Abilene. Looks like they have hooks on them, right?
I thought you
Well,
were
the big
over
thing
to
about
the
this
east some,
area
but yeah,
is that,
McKinney's gonna
these are
get
coming
hard.
elevated, meaning they're behind this outflow boundary of cold air right at the surface. From all those storms,
Listen
they
to what
dump terrain
see
cooled
what
air
Andy Hill's
and
saying.
spreading outwards. These storms are behind all that air that's moving forward in front of them, which means that it's going to be really difficult for them to put a tornado on the ground because the air needs to rise right at the ground, and it can't rise through all that cold, rain-cooled, stable air at the surface. So a lot of you guys are rightfully noticing it, putting your concerns in the chat. Other people are reading those concerns, and thus I want to, make sure that I'm covering all of the areas of concern here that people may be reading about, seeing, and looking at the radar on their own, which is very good. And I encourage you guys to follow along, as Ryan mentioned. I just want to make sure you have, scientific expert input on what you're looking at here, because there's that one extra element that is a little abnormal. You don't usually,
Delaware
see a
State.
supercell with a hook there, but it's in the wrong place. So I want to make sure that we're covering that as well.
Absolutely. Thank you, meteorologist Andy Hill. Even I,
Mac,
looked at
how
this right
windy
here
is
just
it
a
there
moment
now?
ago and said there
This
might be a little
literally
bit of
the
a
strong
tornado
winds
threat
are
with
right on
this,
top
and
of
I'm sure a
McKinney
lot
now.
of you guys are
Let me know
at
how
first
bad
glance
it is. I'm
would
very
think the
curious.
same thing. But like Andy said, if you look at this outflow boundary right here, notice how that's behind it. So
Hey, Ron,
this storm
when
is
you have a
elevated.
second, I had a quick question for you.
This is elevated, and we know that because of the warm, moist air at the surface.
Like we're having another tornado spin up here near Ravenna.
Up over that outflow boundary. So,
Complete. No, this is like inside of a ginormous storm. So don't even try to look for this. It's completely rain wrapped. But yeah, we're gonna have another brief spin up tornado. It looks like near Ravenna, heading towards Ector and Bonham. Got a little pocket of velocity here too.
Some of the people that are watching my stream posed a good question. They were asking when they thought that I could get a y'all bot, but I think we should just name it
Brad Arnold, what's a y'all bot?
or something like that.
Sniffer bot.
So, what do you think? I told them I
That's funny.
Oh, man, I don't know if
I'm
we
gonna
can
marry
do
y'all
that.
bot.
Bots
I'm
are
gonna
ready
marry
for it.
her.
The world's ready for that. But
Yep.
I agree. I think that Snifferbot is a project that we'll have to work on together over time.
It's like we might see another spin up here near Merritt. We got an inflow notch here. We're seeing like some pretty right velocities here, so we could see a brief spin up here very shortly near Merritt and Celeste, Leonard. Most likely we're having a brief spin up tornado near Dodge City again. I think this is the second one we just seen. Very high probability that there's a brief spin up happening right here.
Damage that may be associated with this as it comes in. Now, you guys got missed by that.
Take a look at our, so yeah, I mean,
but this
you can kind of see our blue line where the velocities are really tanking, the big winds coming through.
Lemon-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds.
I haven't heard back from Mac. It's getting really bad. That's the last thing Mac said. I hope he's okay. Mac, are you still there with me, brother? Or it looks like we're about to have another spin up right here near Leonard. Possibly on Brew Ridge too.
Lemon-sized hail.
Fairview, about to have a spin up in Fairview. You see this little notch it's creating right here. It's about to spin up right here. You're not going to see any tornadoes or anything like that. It's just going to be like a big blast, like 100-mile-an-hour blast of wind or 120.
Texas, right here near Dodge City. That's moving over towards Wyndham, Honey Grove, Ladonia. Hopefully everybody over here is still sheltered. Also Shady Grove, Bartley Woods, and Flat Prairie.
Gracie, you guys have loud so much writing on top of it, I can't tell the city names. I'm sorry.
Up here in Oklahoma, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning for Choctaw.
What city are you looking for, Gracie? Type in the city you're looking for in Texas, and I'll look it up for you.
And Antlers. Get ready for 60-mile-per-hour winds over the next 33 minutes. And then our biggest warning right now.
Yeah, they're definitely having a spin up right here, 100%. There's probably a tornado on the ground right now here by Leonard.
Are moving in right now.
Yeah, we have a really tight couplet here. There's probably a tornado on the ground right at the moment. Possibly two here in Leonard.
Potentially causing power outages.
Basically 120-mile-an-hour gust of wind.
It's gonna take a while for this to be over. Like it's gonna hit and it's gonna hit hard. It's gonna take a while.
Kind of see exactly where it's at right here. We got our green and blue touching together there.
Caddo Mills, Farmersville, Greenville, Celeste, Commerce, and Wolf City. You guys are all in
so much winds in these storms.
Very significant damaging winds over.
I wonder if Mac was on his computer or his phone because we haven't heard back from him. He was in McKinney. He's literally inside the beast right now.
Receiving a tornado warning at some point that would come down towards Greenville.
Mac's last words. It's getting really bad. I hope he's okay.
Destructive severe thunderstorm warning continues for Denton and
everybody pray for everybody south of this storm. Hopefully they make it through all right. So yeah, if you're south of this line here, it's coming. But Gracie, feel free to type the city in chat. I'll personally look up your area for you if you want.
Down towards Greenville and Celeste. Nothing, no warning just yet, but we're watching it. The storm that's coming down towards Abilene. Also,
this is the airport right here, TDFW. Looks like the big winds are on top of the airport now. I think TDFW is airport, possibly.
Pretty strong.
I don't know Dallas that well, but this is closing in. We're getting closer to University Park, Carrollton, Richardson, Farmers Branch, Hebron. Hebron and Shepton's up next. Allen, you're about to get hit. Plano, Parker, Lucas, it's almost there. Farmersville and Merritt's about to get a big blast of wind. Celeste's about to get a big blast of wind. Wolf City.
Right in here where there's not much that happens.
And we're getting brief spin up tornadoes between Merritt and Celeste right here.
In Weatherford right now, there's no immediate concern.
Make sure you're definitely away from the windows in this area.
Denton as it comes towards you, and then also this one as it comes towards you. So we'll see what happens. Andy's got a
south of Grapevine. I mean, I was just thinking this was the airport because generally the crappy radars are the airport ones, so I didn't know.
And Collin County in Texas. We've got low confidence.
I have no idea where Grapevine is.
might issue a tornado warning for this. But
Go ahead and take another 3D view look at this storm here so we can kind of see what's coming through.
Greenville, lots of people that live out in Greenville, and I see you in chat. I know you're out there, so we're going to be watching that closely for you.
Well, this is our big, ginormous storm coming through. This thing's 60,000 feet high.
I just got a new severe thunderstorm warning over here.
Here we go again. This is why I'm going to tell you why the winds are so bad. We're going to see this again. Red is the winds going one way. Green is the winds going the other way. And then again on the ground here, you see we have this rolling pin action happening. We see our greens and our reds really close together, completely horizontally across the area. That's why we're seeing so much wind speed in the storm. It's basically just taking the wind speed and multiplying it by 2. So it's just basically rolling over on top of itself as it comes through. See all the green and red stacked right on top of each other in the velocities. Normally you don't see this. Most storms you never see it like this, but very rare occasions when we have these really strong winds, this is how you can see the very clear view of it. We got greens and reds right here.
Golf ball size hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds are coming in. We're up to
pushing out and rolling over at the front of the storm. Normally, if we have like a normal tornado, we're usually able to do a 3D view and see where the tornado is. But in this situation, we're just, we're dealing with extremely fast-moving winds that are rolling over each other.
Downtown Dallas. So a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Dallas, Bedford, Irving, Carrollton, Garland, Mesquite, Kaufman,
Abilene already got passed through, it seems.
West Tower.
Abilene might be done. Let me go look. Nope, you got another big storm coming right into Abilene here in a minute.
Warning at least as the storm gets closer. It's just been a second since
it's like you got a little breather in Abilene, but you got another big storm coming with 4-inch size hail, 4 to 5 inch size hail in the storm. Holy smokes!
Between Louisville and Highland Village, that's right next to Flower.
I think we got a tornado here by Caps near Abilene too. They didn't tornado warn that yet. Wow.
Seriously, something like 6 million people.
We have a really tight velocity couplet right here, just on top of Caps, heading towards Abilene. Let me see what direction that's going.
Frisco, Denton, and this is all moving down towards Dallas and Terrell.
Oh man, I'm so far out. Yeah, they're having a brief spin up. You might see, you might feel like 120-mile-an-hour gust of wind come through Abilene. It's going to be a tornado, but it'll be equal to like 120-mile-an-hour gust of wind possibly. It's really close to radar, so we can't see it that well. But yeah, we have a really, really tight velocity couplet here right by Caps going into Abilene. Actually, you know what? This might be interference, to be honest. We don't even have a storm in that area. Unless it's a big inflow gust coming through. Yeah, I don't think that's a tornado. I take that back. It's just a big blast of inflow winds, I think. But it's probably still going to be really windy in Abilene from that.
We've got widespread severe weather across North Texas, southern Oklahoma, and Garza County, Texas, all in the last 30 to 40
I have a really large, broad area of rotation here near Clyde.
SUV in Cook County, trapping the driver. Thankfully, they seem
got another rotation north of Clyde right here as well.
Miles per hour in Atoka County, Oklahoma. 65 miles per hour in Denton County.
Says we got 3-inch hail coming in here through Clyde too, going towards Baird.
Texas, and 50 to 60 miles per hour in Wise County, Texas.
It's Interstate 25, right? Let me double check here.
All right, so lots of wind.
20. It's Interstate 20. Okay. Yeah, so this whole line of storms is basically along Interstate 20 now.
Continue to watch this as it dives down towards Greenville and Sulphur Springs and
yeah, you got one more round of storms coming through Abilene. It's almost on top of it with some really big hail. It's saying 5-inch. I don't know if it's actually that big, but
honestly, I think that
let me pull up our warning here for it.
Are probably happen back towards Frisco, I would say that right now in McKinney, you've got some decently strong winds, but the rain and maybe some
10:08 p.m. severe thunderstorms located over Merkel, moving southeast at 35 miles an hour. 2-inch hail, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. That's coming right at Abilene.
We're going to see those winds move down into Colleyville, Carrollton, Richardson, Plano next. Then Nevada, Caddo Mills.
Let's go back over by Dallas. Yeah, this is a little concerning looking here. Looks like we're going to get some big blasts of winds here in Clyde, Baird, Putnam, Dothan, coming through on Interstate 20, just basically traveling along. I don't know if this is going to actually make it to Dallas. It'll probably go south by the time we get there.
I don't have radar.
Yeah, it's probably going to go south before it gets there.
Selected in settings.
All right, we're looking at our big storms in Dallas now.
Are you sure that you're in radar mode?
Looks like we might have a brief spin up happening here on top of Hebron.
Or satellite.
Got a really tight velocity couplet right here over top of Hebron.
You got to click. You got to click the.
Still got a bit good inflow notch here and stuff over Merritt.
Kinsey, I see your screenshot, but I don't get it. I don't know what we're trying to point out there.
Accidentally removed chat. Hold on, let me get that back up. How you doing, Mr. Dude? Welcome to the stream. Steven, man, how you doing? Howie, Texas? Or is it How? I was talking to Heather there for a little bit. I was telling her what I was seeing in Abilene. I don't know if she heard me. Probably did. You hearing a lot of thunder, Heather? Yeah, it's almost to you, Heather. Like right here. I just pulled up the radar over there. Let me show you again real quick. We got this big mean storm that's about to come right through Abilene right here. Another big blast of 60-mile-an-hour winds. Luckily, it's not as bad over here, it seems. Looks like we're only seeing like 60-mile-an-hour winds over here east of Dallas, thankfully. But here is the storm that's really cranking right here. This is Dallas. We see Dallas right here. This is our storm right here. You can kind of see the blue line right here, and here's the storm up here. This is where our big winds are really blasting through.
And then we're continuing to say, y'all watch out just in case in Greenville, as there's.
Well, this is closing in on Dallas now. Carrollton, Addison, Plano's probably getting hit right as we speak. Richardson's on deck. Farmers Branch is about to get hit. Murphy, Parker, St. Paul, Cokeville, Levon, and Wiley. You're all on deck. These storms are about to you.
Under a severe thunderstorm warning for the next hour. That includes Kaufman, Dallas, Garland, and Terrell.
Really heavy rain in Melissa, Texas. That's good if it's not blowing winds. Who was that? Somebody was asking about Howe, Texas. I don't know how you say it. Howe? Howe?
Lots of rain in Allen.
Pull up Howe, Texas, see if that's in our threat right now. I don't even know how long this is supposed to go tonight. I know Ryan was saying possibly till 4 a.m. But, I mean, once it gets past Dallas, it's going to be pretty much out in the middle of nowhere for a while. I mean, there'll still be some towns. Oh, wow, yeah.
Okay.
Howie, you're
Gotcha.
you're right there, buddy. You're near Dorchester.
Going crazy in Abilene. Yeah, that storm's definitely doing it. Like I said, you got missed by that earlier storm, but the hail is definitely coming in.
I don't see how on the map, but I seen it on the
Christian University up there.
I seen it out here somewhere. I know we just had a brief spin up near Dorchester. Looks like we're getting some really strong winds again here by Celeste.
Next, get ready. Clyde and Baird, you guys are next in line as well.
Yeah. You're from Cundiff, Texas. Hit bad right now. Cundiff. Let me pull up Cundiff. I mean, if you're by this blue line, you're getting hit really bad right now. National Weather said 100-mile-an-hour winds expected in Dallas tonight with this storm. It doesn't look like it's as bad as that, but I mean, we still have some really bad winds here north of Dallas.
The winds really get in there and the heavy rain.
Cundiff.
Frisco and McKinney right now, that's the same thing that you're about to get. So if you got a friend that lives up there, check in.
Texas.
Whatever they're saying is happening up there is what's about to happen in Plano. So I would, once again, I'm assuming based off of radar.
You said it's really bad in Cundiff right now?
Per hour winds intermittently happening in a few pockets out here.
Yeah, you're kind of north of
maybe quarter-size hail.
You're up in here somewhere.
Some,
so it's really bad up there, huh?
about to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing lots of velocities up in that area. I mean, it's very well likely you're going to see a lot of wind up in this area here, anywhere from Decatur,
Main thing there, up to 70 miles per hour.
Dish, Rome, Justin, North Lake. I mean, we got lots of velocities in this area. Lots of winds blowing all over the place up there.
We got a report of.
Do you still have power, JC?
Well, several reports of trees.
How you doing, Marilyn? Welcome to the stream. Fernando, how you doing, buddy?
Grayson County got hit hard too.
Yeah, how's up north McKinney?
Coming in from up there, around Ardmore.
We have somebody from McKinney, but I think his power went out. He didn't say anything else. If I scroll up a bit, Mac Georgians. He said he was in McKinney. He said he was getting hit really bad, and he didn't say anything after that.
Emergency management is reporting some pretty significant thunderstorm wind damage out in Fannin County, Texas.
Fannin
This
County.
came in about 7 minutes ago, just northwest of Bonham. They're specifically seeing debris along US.
Pull up our
82,
power outages
right
again,
near
see if it's
Highway
getting much
78
worse here,
and
because that's where the
Highway
storms were right here.
Sounds like
That was from 10:49. It's 11:25 now.
So that's where that rotation went through earlier. There was also a wind gust of 80 miles per hour recorded in
Wow.
Dune City.
Doesn't look much worse. Well, I mean, I guess 10,000 households in Collin County lost power. That's not good. I can't say that's 143 households in Denton County lost power. 109 houses lost power in Wise.
Northeast Texas right now. Some of the onset.
We got another 300 households in Fisher that lost power.
Cali, Plano,
2,300 people lost power in Haskell. Over half the county lost power.
Wolf City and Ladonia. Next in line, if
Parker County, 900 people lost power.
Greenville, Caddo Mills, Nevada, Murphy, Garland.
Got
Carrollton,
1,200 people lost
Denton,
power in Tarrant
Roanoke,
County.
out here in the greater Dallas area.
Only 151 houses lost power in Dallas so far, so that's good. Hasn't quite made it to Dallas yet, though, so, yeah, sadly. I'm actually surprised, though. Well, I mean, we're pretty much in the same area still. Let's see, take a look at these counties here. Trying to see what counties these are in here. It's going to be the top two. So the storm's basically in Wise County, Denton County, and Collin County right now. And it's heading down towards Dallas. The storm's moving into Parker County, Tarrant County, and Dallas County. But I guess we just not. This last update was 11:21, so that was 6 minutes ago. Looks like Dallas is holding pretty strong, at least so far. So the storm's closing in on Dallas now. Let me go ahead and take another big 3D view of this beast so you guys can see it coming in.
Crossover Highway 63 here between Mountain View and West Plains. So get ready for that.
So this is our big giant storm coming into Dallas right here.
On our tornado warning over here for Fannin County in Texas.
I'm gonna go ahead and switch to the velocity so we can see the winds here. Oh wow, that's just like pushing completely through.
But 3 minutes also remain on this big severe thunderstorm warning for McKinney. Now we're probably about to get a
Sideways to where we see where the strongest winds are.
Sulphur Springs and Emory.
So this is where we're going to pretty much see the strongest winds. You see the red and greens here.
3.5 million people are under a severe thunderstorm warning in Dallas, Hunt, Kaufman,
There's McKinney.
Rockwall, and Tarrant counties in Texas.
Have a tornado warning up here by Honey Grove.
Currently in Denton.
I'm not seeing it. We got some really strong winds here by Celeste still. We could very well see another brief spin up here near Greenville and Celeste. We survived in a trailer home during a tornado storm with the neighbors. That's in her 85-yard-old Nyman Springer, Oklahoma. I'm glad you survived, Russell. Welcome to the stream.
Have a wall between you and any windows that you do have. That's going to be your best bet there. Lots of high rises, that are about to be hit by potentially 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts here.
Do we have anybody here in North Dallas at all that's been hit by this yet? Just kind of give me an idea of how bad these winds are. I mean, I'm seeing high velocities, but I mean, is it really getting up to 100 like National Weather said? They said expected 100-mile-an-hour winds.
On this, the camera up here in Abilene. That is crazy.
Yeah, this is one active night for sure.
So we do have a really strong storm coming into the Abilene.
And we're seeing a lot of spin-up tornadoes too.
Lemon-sized hail. And this is a live look at the
got a little pocket of rotation right here by Shepton and Plano. We got another one here by Ebron again.
It's courtesy of Cyclone Port here at the Camp Barkley area near Buffalo Gap.
Let's go back over to
by Abilene right now.
Near the Dallas Air Force Base by Abilene real quick. Gonna see what's going on over there. We haven't checked there in a minute.
In the Dallas area, but unfortunately,
all right, I'm gonna go ahead and flash our PDS destructive warnings right now. Because we don't have any PDS destructive warnings over here anymore. These are just regular destructive warnings. Nice.
So this is what it looks like out there.
Yeah, this is just a regular severe. I mean, it doesn't sound much better, right? It's still a severe destructive warning. But these are no longer PDS destructive warnings. So they're basically, we're probably going to see, it's not going to be as bad as they expected to see tonight. Because they're downgraded to regular destructive warnings.
So Brad's behind these storms a little bit.
How are you doing in Abilene? I know Sarah. You still here, Sarah? You guys still got power over there in Abilene? So we got this big storms right on top of Abilene now. Kind of got a good pocket of rotation over top of the storm too. It's I wouldn't say a pocket, but more like a big, broad rotation over top of Abilene.
In Texas.
Still have a lot of rotation over here by Baird, too, and Clyde.
Another damage report. Come in.
Ryan, heads up. Just got a report from emergency management over in Dodge City. That's in Fannin County, Texas.
Oh, this is wind
They're saying they had estimated 80-mile-per-hour thunderstorm wind
Dodge
gusts
City.
about 7 minutes ago.
I seen a brief spin-up tornado in Dodge City.
All right. So there you
Okay,
go.
so our latest report on this storm as of 10:15, that's actually 15 minutes ago. Golf ball size hail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts coming through Abilene area still. I mean, this whole storm, it's basically, these storms are on top of Interstate 20 right now. Just moving on through, heading towards Dallas.
In this direction as they move off to the south and east. So Paris,
oh, God, I don't know. There's always hurricanes down in Florida. I don't know how bad it's going to be, though. You just never know with weather, man. I'm just a weather spotter. I can't predict hurricanes coming. And we got lots of rotation on these storms. And Roby's getting hit again. I seen there was like a hurricane on top of Roby like 2 hours ago. We had one of the storm chasers basically sitting there watching all the hail hit. See if hold on, let me pull up
you're on the side of the storm that looks a little bit less impressive.
Try to pull up Tornado Pagey real quick.
So I think honestly the Fort Worth area might dodge a bullet here, but
not live anymore.
Segment is gonna, also come towards Weatherford and Fort Worth, so we're gonna watch it as it gets closer.
Pagey is no longer live. No. Pagey just ended her stream. Reed Timmer's just talking. I think all the storm chasers pretty much gave up because it's dark and it's like big straight line winds right now. Hey, how you doing, Krubby? Welcome back. How you doing, Black Hat Gammon? How is it going to be for a tornado near Justin, Texas? Our tornado threat is really low right now. Probably the worst you're going to see is like a brief spin up of like 109-mile-an-hour gust of wind at this point. We're probably not going to see any big tornadoes.
And everybody in the chat's like, no, Ryan, it's terrible.
So this storm's literally pulling into Dallas right now.
So, I mean, I'm really confused right now. So,
take a look at our wind band on this thing. Looks pretty strong along Richardson here in Carrollton and Irving.
I'm sorry.
Looking really crazy over here by Greenville, Caddo Mills area too. We really got some. This right here is probably where we're going to see the strongest winds coming through here. I mean, we're just going to have strong winds everywhere, but it's looking the worst near Caddo Mills and Greenville, to be honest. Hate to say that, but that's where it really looks like it's the worst.
I'd say probably 20 minutes, 30 minutes out from getting hit by the strong winds and stuff. How are we doing, by the way, in Denton, Frisco, McKinney? Whatever just happened up there is probably what we're pretty much expecting in Dallas.
Yeah, you can kind of see how we have these horizontal roll of wind right here, basically heading right over Caddo Mills, Greenville, and Naylandville right now. Probably see some huge gusts of winds there. JC, you're back.
Denton is fine.
Still haven't heard anything from the guy from McKinney. I hope he didn't lose power.
Not hearing any major damage reports or anything out of that area, which is good news because that's literally
So this is basically
Dallas, especially like Irving and Garland. Now I don't know if it's going to continue to not produce damage. You know, you see the giant bow echo.
This 35 west. Is that
damage?
Is it 35 that goes completely around Dallas?
Moving into a very unstable environment.
The outer band, no, that's a different name over here.
We've got lots of cape, lots of convective.
So basically the highway that wraps around Dallas is where the storm's at now. It's like 35 west and 380.
Specific part of the line just yet. I don't think that'll, continue to be the case all night. Also, it's
Louisville, Texas.
Thick, lots of moisture associated with it. So
I gotta check out. Hold on 1 second. There was a guy asking about Justin, I believe.
So y'all get ready for that.
Still going strong in Little Elm, Denton County. Yeah, they got hit pretty hard. Is there going to be a tornado near Justin, Texas? Let me pull this up real quick. Like I said, I don't think we're going to see any tornadoes, like maybe brief spin-up ones, but I don't think we're going to see any like big tornadoes, right? Just quick spin-up ones are going to be like 100, 120 mile an hour gust of wind. That's all we're going to see tonight. Oh yeah, Justin, it's literally right on top of Justin, Texas, buddy. It's coming in.
Yeah, the winds are looking pretty strong over here as they come into Mineral.
So you're
Millsap. So y'all get ready for up to
you're just southeast of Denton.
Per hour winds over here. One of our most intense storms on the board right now is the one that's coming through Abilene. It doesn't have as strong of winds. But,
what's the weather like in Justin right now?
The lightning activity is just plumb wild. You can see that.
Because I mean, this whole line of storms is basically moving into Dallas right now.
That's the storm that's going through Abilene right now. It's going to continue to slide across I-20 towards Clyde and then Cisco.
They dropped our severe destructive warnings though, so I think we're in much better shape, to be honest.
Severe thunderstorm warning for.
See what they have to say about these line of storms right here.
40,000 people over here.
So they're saying hazard 70 mile an hour wind gusts and penny size hail, basically in this whole area right here. So it looks like we're not getting the 100 mile an hour winds they were projecting, but we're still getting at least 70 mile an hour winds inside this polygon.
It comes across Highway 281, Mineral Wells, Millsap, and Weatherford. You guys are all in the path here.
We were a lot stronger earlier, but round 2 starting there. Oh no, you're up in Indiana. You're in Louisville, Nicholas.
Fort Worth, get ready. Dallas, also continuing to watch you.
I don't know where the storm's going to end up. I mean, we're kind of looking at the big picture here. We thought we were going to see like a big derecho, but this is like our biggest one here. Then we got a big patch here. Then we got a bunch of other isolated storms out here. And then we got more thunderstorms and rain showers out here. So kind of just playing it by ear and checking the power outages. But we are warned from National Weather that we had 100 mile an hour winds expected in Dallas. Yeah, if anybody's been hit by the front of this storm and you still got power or you don't have power, and you can let us know, like, how bad are you seeing the winds here through Dallas? Because they don't even have a severe destructive warning on top of Dallas right now. So it might be getting weaker over Dallas here. It's like we're having another brief spin up here near Plano. We might see a spin up between Shepton and Plano. We got a little pocket of rotation right here. So about 65 mile per hour in hail in Weatherford. Oh, I know where that is. Right here. Hank, so you're getting 65 mile an hour winds just from that little storm over there? Holy smokes.
Oh, yeah. The lightning's going to be incredible across Dallas.
Let's go back over to Deus Air Force Base real quick so I can see, I want to see a better view of Weatherford.
If anybody's watching in Dallas right now and you got a place for
yeah, okay, so you definitely got some big storms heading towards Weatherford still. Well, you say you're feeling 65 mile an hour winds there now. We have a really big, large area of rotation still by Baird and Putnam. Same thing here by Elmdale. This one's the one that just went through
We
Abilene.
currently have no tornado warning.
Sarah was from Abilene. You still in here, Sarah? She just got hit by this storm in Abilene.
Big pockets of damaging winds that are building up here. Our most impressive one, as of recent, is coming together over here near Mineral Wells. So it actually looks like the
This
storm
storm's
that's
looking
headed
pretty
towards
fierce
Fort
here.
Worth is starting to win the battle, I guess, here between these two lines. Just a very intense storm coming over.
Basically, down here at the bottom, we see all these blue areas. That's where we're going to basically be seeing a lot of the craziest winds. So, yeah, the storm's pretty much cranking here in front of Abilene still. We've got a lot of good winds coming through that. This is GR2 Analyst. If you could join our Discord or just look in the description. I should have everything linked there. But I can link our Discord real quick if you want, and if you want to join that. We have the Discord's completely free. It's just like a big chat room, you know, where we're looking at weather and stuff. You want to come in, and we have all the storm chasers linked in there. We have all the streamers linked in there. So, you know, if I'm not live, you know, like there's like 5 or 6 people that stream weather regularly. We're all linked in there. So if like one of us isn't live, you can find somebody to watch. You're worried about the weather in your area. Yeah, we also have like the SBC Outlook. Yeah, this was our threat for today. Let me go ahead and pull it up here. So basically, this was our wind threat for this evening. It got updated at 9:30. So we're basically looking at, yeah, really bad winds here in the purple and red area. Let me see what exactly they said. So, all right. So summary: a severe weather outbreak is expected across the southern plains today, including southern Oklahoma and much of northwest North Texas. A few tornadoes, destructive wind gusts of 80 to 100 mile an hour, and giant hail up to 3 to 5 inches in diameter are likely. Strong wind gusts and perhaps a couple tornadoes are also possible across portions of the mid-Atlantic and southeast. So basically, I mean, and we had our latest warning. They're like, yes, 100 mile an hour winds are expected in Dallas. So I made sure I was here for this because in case it did get that bad, hopefully we didn't see that bad of winds because it doesn't look like. I don't think it's that bad because we don't have any of our severe destructive warnings anymore. So I'm pretty sure these storms kind of let up. I mean, there's still, you know, we still got like 60, 70 mile an hour winds, right? But luckily, it doesn't look like we got a lot of areas with 100 mile an hour of wind in Dallas, I think. But we have seen a few brief spin up tornadoes. Denton, oh man, that just now starting to pour down. You're almost at the end of the storm in Denton. You have a big pocket of rotation near Denton, but it doesn't look too threatening. I mean, it's just a rotating supercell basically over top of Denton. I mean, that's what's on top of Denton right now. The big old rainstorm that's rotating. I mean, don't get me wrong, these storms coming into Dallas right now are absolutely huge, by the way. I mean, this storm is massive. Get a good 3D view of this thing. Yeah, the storm is humongous. I was saying this earlier. I mean, they ain't lying. When they say everything's bigger in Texas, it's no joke. Like, storms in Texas are humongous. Texas always has like 2 to 5 inch hail, and their storms are always absolutely massive, up to 60,000 feet. As you can see, these are still up to 60,000 feet. And, you know, I have the blues kind of faded out, but yeah, the yellows is like where our most severe areas are.
Such an incredible lightning show from his point of view down there.
Yep, and this is the big old storm coming right into Dallas right here.
Baird, and it's still bringing about some big time hail with it. And that's what we're seeing right there from.
It wasn't. How bad did the storms get there earlier in Denton? How crazy of winds did you actually get when the big blast came, bro? Because I think you got hit by the big winds, what, maybe 45 minutes to an hour ago?
Do you expect these storms to intensify?
So, like, just looking at our warnings right here, right? We have one severe polygon right here. This is a severe destructive polygon, but it's not a PDS one. Then we have all severe warnings down here as well, right? But literally, this is the worst one that I'm flashing right here. This is the worst warning that we have. This area right here, we're getting 70 mile an hour wind gusts, penny size hail.
so that's good news. But still up to 60
So
mile per
we
hour
didn't
winds
reach,
gonna be
but there
possible.
is one area that's very
Garland,
concerning
Irving,
still.
Mesquite,
Like right along here near
Kaufman,
Rockwell,
West,
Coast City, we're having a lot of that
and
a lot of that
Bedford.
rolling
Some of
pin
those
rotations here, so we're probably going to
storms coming
see
down
a lot
towards
higher
Sulphur
velocities just in
Springs.
this area through here.
Has over 70 mile per hour
So
winds with
we're
it.
most likely going to
So
see
again,
really strong
Greenville
winds just
right
in
now,
these
some
areas.
strong winds and some heavy rain, and it's
Just a
moving
little
through
bit
Paris
stronger
as
because
well.
you can see like the blues, the wind's going one way, the greens the other way. So we have lots of velocities in these areas.
Currently, no.
But over
strong severe
Dallas,
thunderstorm warnings in place. We've got several considerable severe
we're also getting
thunderstorm
really close
warnings
to
over
radar,
here.
but it doesn't look too crazy over Dallas right now. But I'm sure they're getting some pretty good winds.
All
We do
incoming
not have
storms in the area
we don't have the
are
fully
already
upgraded
also
severe destructive
loaded
warning on
with
top of Dallas
severe
either.
tracks.
But we do have a regular severe warning over Dallas. Let's see what they're saying about Dallas. So hazard 65 mile per hour winds and penny size hail basically over Dallas is what National Weather's calling out right now. So let's actually check our power outages again. So initially it was around 80 sirens go off. There was rain, but not as bad as last week.
7,000 mile per hour winds.
That's good.
There's
Oh, it was like a
also
hurricane for 40 minutes last week. I think I remember that one. Hurricane Denton. I remember that storm. I streamed for that. Let's check our power outages now, see if it's gotten any worse. All right, so
All right, here's another wind gust report.
as of 11:21 p.m.
Winds out of a thunderstorm near Welch, over in
That would be
Dawson,
9:21 p.m. in
This
Texas.
was about 27
We
minutes
had
ago.
74,000
Resident
people that lost
station
power in
air clocked a
households.
gust at 67 miles
Only
per
it's
hour.
we're doing great, guys. Only 1,000 more people lost power, so this is going very well, guys. I know it's not great people losing power, but this is definitely not nearly as bad as it was advertised. So that's good news.
There's another one. Go ahead, y'all.
Ryan, got one for you. Nessinet just
We have a
picked up
total of
67
8,600
mile per hour
households lost
thunderstorm
power in
gust
Collin
down
County.
near Graham, Texas. That was about 5
248
miles
in
south
Denton
southwest of
County,
Graham,
182 in
Garza County,
Wise,
and it happened about 9 minutes ago.
900 houses in Parker,
Perfect.
1,100 in Tarrant, and oh man, about 3,500 households without power in Dallas now. Yikes, Dallas County.
Yeah, so, if you're
So
just
Dallas
tuning
is
in,
getting
continue
beat
to
up.
watch this
Oh,
as
no,
the
no,
main
no.
line
What
of
was I looking at?
storms move down into Dallas now.
No,
It
it
looks
only
like
says
a very
136
populated
households
area.
in
We've been
Dallas
talking
County.
to our friends in chat here from
Where did I see
Kid
that
Canyon
3,000?
at Flower Mound and Plano, and it went through there. We definitely got some tree limbs down. We've got some.
I don't know. I
tree
clicked on
stands that
something.
are
It said
like that.
Dallas and
We might even have
3,000. Let me
some
click on it again.
trampolines, you know, on the other side of the street. But
Oh,
we
right
do
here
have
it says
some,
Dallas. Customers tracked
significant
1.1 million.
terrible
3,500
proportions.
out.
Like we haven't had anything catastrophic or anything yet, and hopefully we don't. But the storm.
Not sure why
winds
we're
are
getting two
moving
different
northward
readings from
into
here,
the
but
DFW airport area. We're also seeing those moving to downtown.
looking a lot better.
Already over here in Mesquite and Terrell.
Where you at again doesn't really matter. I
Just like
forget.
that over the next little bit. We also have a stronger area of winds, kind of setting up for.
We have 0 tornado warnings too. This is great.
Increased velocities there. That's what's
I think we dodged a bullet tonight, guys.
for, over
I mean, I know a lot of people still lost power, but it could have been way worse.
as the storm comes towards you.
I think we did really good for what
And
was
then back there towards
predicted.
Abilene, we've got a train of big hail-producing storms coming through. That's what you see from Storm Runner's feed and the
Little
Abilene
Elm.
Alliance Camp Barkley camera down there. $82,000 people without power now in Texas.
Okay, so you're north of Dallas. Okay. Yeah, I would say you're definitely getting some rain and thunder there for sure. You're like right smack dab in the middle of all this mess. So, how bad are the winds there right now? Does it really matter? That's so funny how I said your name. Does it really matter? How bad are the winds? Are the winds cranking there still, or is it kind of just raining and thundering really bad? The storm's like pretty much completely on the top of North Dallas at this point. Are the winds still really blowing pretty bad out there? Does it really matter?
All right, hold on. I'm reading some stuff here.
DFW Airport. And here's Dallas, and here's our big storm.
Yeah, 82,000. I think that number will be over 100,000 once this gets through Fort Worth and Dallas, because there's definitely enough wind here to continue knocking out power. If you look at the velocities,
So it's hit and miss. Okay, so it's like wind gusts. That's good.
Winds over here.
At least it's not constant.
This portion of the storm. So we've got a couple storm chasers that are in mineral wells right now, and actually we're
basically what I'm looking at here is just like the strong velocities in the storm. This is where we're seeing lots of winds.
So it looks to me, from what I can tell, this is definitely wind damage that would happen as a result of 70 to maybe even 80-mile-per-hour winds, and that just went through mineral wells.
Seems like most of the strong winds are pretty much past Denton and McKinney now. Most of it's further south.
Our stronger winds are right now, and they're moving right towards Weatherford. So I'm looking at significant damage right now from some storm chasers out there in the Mineral Wells area. Weatherford.
You having a lot of convection out front here now?
Get ready.
What's going on down here? Oh, we are. Look at all these storms starting to convect south of Dallas.
Downtown Dallas, we've got a really strong storm headed towards you.
It's like completely consuming Dallas down here. We have a whole bunch of storms convecting down here south of Dallas.
But right
that
now,
is crazy.
Very moment.
Oh, thanks, Night Rider. I try to be. They're really detailed when we're tracking tornadoes.
Damage reports coming in.
Right now, we're just looking at big blobby storms, though.
That are coming in right now, but I do think up to 65-mile-per-hour winds are going to be possible with those. Yeah, Brandon.
Got to turn down the excitement notch level.
To where those really strong winds are.
Here, we're probably seeing pretty strong winds, though, still.
Near Millsap and Weatherford there.
These areas where we have red and green, we're probably going to see a lot stronger winds here, sadly.
Storms as they get closer as well.
Towards West Tabacani, McCoy, Quinlan, McLendon, Chisholm, and Heath. Probably seeing some really strong velocities over Heath right now. Let's go look near Abilene.
Listening to Brandon.
And this storm's really trying. It looks like this thing might be trying to make a tornado here. Look at these velocities here.
I think Brandon,
you can clearly see the rotation this thing's starting to form right here.
The winds, and we're going to be able to watch those from his feed, or he's going to come across some damage here.
I hope we don't have a tornado tonight.
Pay attention to Brandon's camera down there in the bottom left.
Look at this. Watch. You see this thing rotating right here? My goodness. Here's the other one.
No power in Blue Ridge.
See all this rotation in here.
The scanners around
both of these storms are rotating as they're coming through. This is, from a couple hours back. We watched it coming through. We got lots of rotation here coming through.
The couple of reports that we've got from some storm chasers.
Right along Interstate 20 here. All this rotation and stuff in these big storms. This is out here by Abilene. I hope this storm doesn't try to produce a tornado here. It's coming towards Clyde near Elmdale. Yeah, we got a good amount of velocities here, right in here. It's trying to do something. Tornado sirens in Weatherford.
Hold on.
Really? I mean, we got big blasts of winds coming through Weatherford. Let me go back over to Dallas. This area is looking a bit concerning, guys. I'm going to pay attention to this one here. Ryan Hall's talking about Weatherford.
That big area of bright greens and blues,
that's why your tornado sirens are going off.
We've got reports of that causing damage in mineral wells. I would expect that trees are going to be down and non-sturdy buildings will be damaged.
Holy smokes. Yeah, that's why your tornado sirens are going on.
Here soon, mobile homes could be damaged and all that.
I really hate to tell you this, but you have a huge blast wind coming through Weatherford right now. It's just about to happen, guys. I'm so sorry.
Going off in Weatherford. Good.
Big, huge winds.
Tornado-like damage associated with that pocket of the intense winds.
Matthew,
Now,
please
the
keep in
first
touch. Tell me how bad these
so
winds get, and
tornadoes
make
after
sure stay away from the windows.
Winds are blowing right now. It's going to continue to go right into Weatherford here soon.
We have a
We're about to
huge
yes,
storm
severe
coming through
thunderstorm,
Weatherford.
Serious situation in Weatherford. Also, we just got upgraded to a destructive severe thunderstorm warning.
Put your
for
phone by the
Springs.
window and go
So
get in your
Storm
bathroom.
Springs, Texas, we do
Then
have a
record it and then tell me.
I'm sorry, a destructive severe thunderstorm warning for you now. That we've upgraded this back up to 80-mile-per-hour winds likely for Tira, Como, and Sulphur Springs. That's going to be Delta.
This thing is an
Hopkins
absolute
counties,
monster
and
coming into
Texas
Weatherford
Virginia.
right now.
Hey Ryan, yeah, the best way to see that and the reason for that upgrade is to take us over to the Shreveport radar, very far away. But what it does is it gives us a look at the winds that are going either directly toward
Like
or
this
away
this
from the
area right
air,
here is
in this
screaming
case,
through
toward
here.
the radar. So those winds are traveling basically to the south and east, and that's right toward the Shreveport radar. We can see that rear inflow jet, all that cold air that's coming down and driving that.
Yeah,
forward
this
there.
kind of surprised me. I know we've been looking
Right,
around all over the
right,
place,
right
but there's
towards the
yes,
arrow.
there's
Where those
extremely strong winds coming up through Weatherford right now.
Destructive severe thunderstorm warning is.
We might see a breeze fin up tornado right here too. You kind of see how we have a little bit of an inflow notch coming in here. It's a pretty good chance we might see a breeze spin up here right along I-20.
As that rear inflow jet is showing up even 13,000 feet above the ground, I can see some really strong winds already coming down from the storm and driving this thing forward. So I can only imagine what that looks like at the surface. So good idea to go ahead and take shelter in Sulphur Springs. Also, if you're just joining us and you're in the Sulphur Springs area, Hopkins County in Texas, and you're hearing sirens, those are because of the destructive severe thunderstorm warning. It's not necessarily a tornado, but there will be very strong, widespread damaging winds with that apex of the bow right there where they're being pushed forward the fastest. So that's kind of why we see that upgrade there.
Thank you very much, meteorologist Andy Hill, for the update on why we just got that PDS severe thunderstorm warning in Sulphur Springs. That's Delta and Hopkins.
Sorry guys, I'm
counties
just
in
trying to
Texas.
catch my
Once
breath.
again,
I have autonomic
get ready for
neuropathy and
up
I
to
get
80
too excited. I'm
mile-per-hour
getting
winds.
lightheaded. So I'm trying to
We're
let
also
Ryan Hall and
continuing to
them
watch
talk a little bit
downtown
more.
Dallas, where we have a severe thunderstorm warning right now. Arlington, Dallas,
We
Mesquite.
have 80-mile-an-hour winds
you
right
guys
here
are
at
all,
2,600 feet
getting
coming
hit
into
right
Weatherford.
now. It's starting within the next 5-10 minutes if it hasn't started
You
already.
can see it right on the radar. It
Now,
says
Fort Worth, it looks like
79.4
you're
miles an
getting
hour.
missed right now, right? You're in between these two warnings. You're not currently under any warning right now. But this storm over here near Weatherford is really ramping up, and those winds are moving towards Fort Worth generally. So get ready for that. Also in
Fort
Weatherford,
Worth's in line for
we're
this.
really concerned about you all.
This
as
storm's
these
probably going to hit
storms,
Dallas
get
from
closer
another
to you.
direction, it
So
looks like.
Weatherford, Willow Park, get ready for up to 70, maybe 80-mile-per-hour winds here, and considerable damage as
Let's
the storm
look at the
comes
long
through.
play of this here.
All right, we're going to look at Brandon Kopic's feed here.
This is the storm right here that basically went through Abilene and all that
Because
earlier.
he is really close to some of the stronger winds right now. He's on the road. He's on the Interstate
This might
20.
hit Fort Worth
This is
after
what
it
we're
hits
dealing with out
Weatherford.
here near Brock Junction. And he's going to pop out in front of the strongest winds, I believe, out there near Weatherford. And then Storm Runner Media is in Clyde, Texas.
Dallas is pretty much completely
So
covered
this
with
is what it looks
storms
like
now.
out there to the south and east of Abilene in that supercell that's producing hail near Clyde and Bayard right now. Another storm's coming into Abilene, by the way.
So
you
these
guys
are severe
probably gonna
destructive
have a
storm
flash
warnings
flood
right
threat
here.
developing here soon. But let's go back to Brandon, who once again is showing us the strong winds that are about to come into Weatherford. What Brandon is driving through right now is the
So
storm
he's
that is
driving through
coming towards
Weatherford winds right now. Glad they turned on your tornado sirens because it's bad.
Whoa. Real quick, we got to show off another plane pic. Thank you guys so much for sending these to me. Current storm in Dallas from the air about an hour ago. Look
That's
at that.
awesome.
You can see all
We got
the little
3D views,
clouds
we
getting
got
munched up
Storm
by our
chaser
major
views, and we got
storm,
airplane
flattened
views,
out
guys.
atmosphere up
Tearing
here.
it up
It's
out
just
here.
So cool. There's a video with this too. Oh,
Yes,
whoa,
Tiff.
sorry,
Fort
that's
Worth
loud.
is going to get hit twice, actually.
Wow. Corey. Thank you so much for sending this.
We have
in.
one storm that's hitting Fort Worth
If you
right
guys
now,
are
and we
ever
got a
in the area
second
and
one
you're
that's
seeing
over here
lightning
by
or cool
Weatherford that's coming towards
Speak
you.
of me. Send me a plane pic of the weather. I've got a little bit of an obsession. All right, the storm's getting really intense where Brandon is right now.
Our first storm's literally on top of Fort Worth right now here. This first one you're getting hit by is not nearly as bad, though. Like, yeah, it's only like 50-mile-an-hour winds right now on top of Fort Worth. It's a much weaker, but we have a bigger, strong one that's coming back here by Weatherford. This one's pumping out 80-mile-an-hour
A new
winds here.
PDS severe thunderstorm warning has been
It's
issued.
got a ways to get to Fort
All
Worth.
right,
It may
we just
miss
got
it,
a
though.
new PDS severe thunderstorm warning for Weatherford.
Okay,
All right,
so they upgraded. We're at the
our pocket of
maximum
damaging winds that just came out of
warning for
Millsap.
Weatherford now.
Once again, we've heard plenty of reports.
So this is the
of
highest we can
very,
get right here.
like,
This is a
some pretty
PDS
substantial
severe
damage out there near
destructive thunderstorm
Mineral
warning.
Wells. That's now coming in.
Make sure you take shelter, get away from windows. If you're in a camper or an RV, find you a big, strong building, go into somebody's house.
Warning. That's a destructive severe thunderstorm warning for
This is the highest rating of
This
a
pocket
severe
of
destructive
blue
warning
right
right
here
here.
is coming right towards town. And that's going to be
I mean,
some of our
Weatherford's
more,
already
intense
getting heavy
winds. Let's
rain, but
watch
the blast of
Brandon
winds is
here
still a ways
as
away.
He's about to intercept some
The
of the
storm already
strongest
topping
winds right
Weatherford,
now.
but you're not going to get the big winds still back here.
This is what's coming into Weatherford. Yeah, PDS
I
means
just got a EAS alert. My storm is now
PDS is
upgraded to
particularly
80
dangerous
mile an hour
situation.
winds.
PDS stands for particularly dangerous situation, or to put it more plainly, pretty dang serious, or plain
Pretty dang
what was it,
serious.
plum dang serious.
Plum dang serious.
If that resonates with you, you know what we're talking about here. Get ready in Greenwood and Weatherford.
Big, thick velocities here. Huge velocities coming into Weatherford. We might have a brief spin-up tornado happen back here by
About to get
Bennett, too,
plumb
possibly.
wild.
Got a little area of tight velocity pocket here. I don't think anything's going on in Lubbock.
Yeah, take shelter if you're in Weatherford as if this was a tornado warning. Indoors, away from windows, preferably in a tornado shelter.
Roadway, that's interesting. Signs on the road.
Got a big, giant rainstorm coming in Lubbock.
So Brandon's noting
That's
that there's
it.
some signs in the
Everything's
road
already went past Lubbock.
already. He's still not where the greatest wind velocities
Basically,
are on
our
radar. He's
view
still
out-
behind that a little bit, so he's not even
Out
found
far.
the strongest
So
wind.
that's our
yet.
big blast here. It's on top of Dallas
Holy
right now.
smokes.
This one's pumping. This one right here, Weatherford's really cranking.
Yeah,
This
he's
one's gonna do
just to the
some damage.
northeast of Brock Junction on Interstate 20.
This
here.
one's
He's
going
about
to
to
take
get
out
close to
power. This is our
Greenwood.
power taker.
These winds are insane right now.
Yeah,
guys.
this one's going to take out a lot of power, sadly. And it's coming right towards Fort Worth. Hey, Scott. Hey, thanks for coming in, man.
Yeah,
It's
this looks
nice
like a
to see you.
hurricane. This is what it's about to look like in Weatherford right now. Keeping you updated in Dallas. The storm's moving in right now. It's not looking quite as intense as what's coming towards Weatherford, but definitely stay indoors. Get away from windows in Dallas. The strong winds are about
Still
to
looks
start
really
right
bad,
now.
though, here by McCoy, Quinlan, and West Tawakoni. Yeah, really
And
strong
what's getting
velocities
ready
in
to
this
come through
area by
Weatherford will
McCoy.
eventually go towards Fort Worth.
Same thing. You're about to get a bunch of winds near Tulty, Oak Ridge. We've got some really strong velocities coming through here. Lawrence, Terrell, Handle, Post Oak, Bend City. You got some really strong winds coming through.
Yeah, so he's getting closer now to the actual strongest winds, and you can really tell there. This is on Weatherford's door. Some of the really strong winds are coming into Greenwood and Fox right now. Then they're going to come into places like Greenwood Road and then hit downtown.
Yeah, where's
Weatherford
she
within
at,
the next
Scott?
5 minutes.
Tell her to get away from the windows. Go to the innermost room of her house. These winds could break windows. Debris could fly through
Also,
the window.
Andy is indicating some areas of interest, or an area of interest, I should say, down here in Parker County, a little bit of Johnson counties as well. There's a little bit of a notch, a little bit of a not like a direct bow echo.
Our
but
tornado
something
chances
that
are
could
really
flip
low
over
right
and
now. If we get a
be
tornado, it's
presented
going to
as
be
a
like 120
rotation,
mile an hour gust of
and that's
wind,
coming down
basically.
towards the net of south.
Just
Lake
same rule
Shore
follows
Estates
everywhere. If you get hit
and,
by one of these
Primrose.
big
So
storms,
there's
stay away from your
not a
windows.
high confidence, but there's some
Innermost
low
room of the
confidence that
house.
This might actually curl up
Basement's
of
good too if you
convergence
have one,
here,
but you really don't
and,
need to go to your
maybe try
basement.
produce a
Stay away
tornado
from
at some
windows.
point. So low confidence.
If you're in a
tornado,
camper or
y'all
mobile home,
watch
go
here.
get
So
in
we're
a
just saying
building.
y'all watch out for
Get in a
Baker,
stronger
Anetta
building if you're in a
South,
camper or
Lakeshore
mobile home.
Estates,
Go to a
Primrose,
friend's house, something.
mostly south of Weatherford and Fort Worth. But
It's not
still,
nearly as bad as
y-
expected. I
y'all
mean, a
watch out.
camper
A
might be
tornado
able to
warning
take
could
80
be
mile an
needed for
hour
that at
winds,
some
but
point
it
in the
might get
future.
blown over, right? No, a camper can't take 100 mile an hour winds though.
Yeah, this is not footage from a hurricane. This is what it
Also,
looks
I
like
mean,
right
it
now,
depends. If like a
just
brand
to the
new,
west
like
of Weatherford
2020
in
camper, then
Texas,
it could probably handle 100 mile an hour
with our
winds. But you know,
destructive
any kind
severe
of like trailer,
thunderstorm
mobile
coming in.
home, they can get. Okay, we're having a tornado spin up right here. It looks like it's like we're having a brief spin up tornado right here. Where is this at? So let me zoom in on this a little bit. I know the stream. So we got a little notch right here. We got some velocities picking up, and we're doing a little spin up right here. It
Go
looks
ahead,
like.
Yellbot.
Several storm reports
Gonna have a
stream
little
away from
brief spin up
Texas,
here. This
folks.
is south. Looks like
Tracking
there's
multiple
really
60
not much
miles
out
per
here.
hour
No,
wind
there's a
gusts.
bunch of houses out here.
Some in and around Richardson and Dallas
I don't
County.
know where
and
to say
another
this
in
is, but
Honey
it's
Grove,
south of
Fannin
Weatherford.
County.
Looks like we're gonna have a
All
brief spin up
reported
tornado.
within the
So
last 15 to
probably gonna
20
see like
minutes.
120 mile an hour
We
gust of
also
wind
have
out here
golf
south of
ball-sized
Weatherford.
hail. That's 1.75 inches. Reported over
We're
I-20
gonna see a lot of
in
damage
Baird,
in this area
Callahan
here
County
for a minute or
about
so.
7 minutes ago.
It's heading towards
I don't know
Annette
Hurricane
south,
Brandon,
south
see?
of Weatherford. We got some really strong blast of winds down here.
Obviously, it's very hard.
South of
but,
I-20.
this is Brandon's, profession. This is what he does 365 days a year. He actually drives around in Category 5 hurricanes, too. So definitely wouldn't recommend this. If you're just now tuning in, this is what it looks like out there in Weatherford pretty much right now, which is where Brandon Kopic is, as these 80-mile-per-hour winds come in. This is
right
what
here
we
in
can
this
expect
little
in the
hook
near
south of
future near
Weatherford. We
Willow
got a
Park
brief
as
spin up
well. And
tornado
yes, this is
happening
coming
pretty
towards
much.
Fort Worth. Coming back over here to the radar area of convergence. We see that little kink
Ryan
in
Hall
the
showing
line
you
there.
too.
We're watching that very closely as it could tighten up and produce a tornado at some point. We've got low confidence that would happen, but we're watching it. Also, 3.5 million people remain under a severe thunderstorm warning in Dallas. The storm's just now really getting going here out there in Dallas, and it's moving towards Kaufman next. We also got a new severe thunderstorm warning, a considerable severe thunderstorm warning.
Yeah, no, there's
for about
there's
500,000
already a
people,
tornado
all
on the
way down
ground
there
right here,
towards
guys. You
Tyler,
see this? It's a
Kilgore,
debris
and
signature.
Longview.
There is a tornado on
So
the
this
ground
is
right
moving
here.
out of Sulphur Springs now, and
There
down
is a
towards Mount
debris
Pleasant.
signature. So there is a
Winds-
tornado on the ground south of
Winsboro,
Weatherford.
Quitman, Holly Lake Ranch, Gilmer, Ore City, Lone Star,
It's
Lindale,
it's been there
Glade
for a
Water,
minute,
Longview,
actually.
Overton, White House, and Tyler over the next hour. So Camp, Cass, Franklin, Gregg,
Yeah, there's a
Harrison,
tornado on the
Marion,
ground there.
Morris, Rusk, Smith, Titus, Upshur,
This
and
looks like
Wood
this was down
counties
for a little bit,
are
actually.
all under a considerable severe thunderstorm warning, and a tornado is possible with this. So be vigilant.
Maybe somebody will
be
tell
ready for
Ryan,
those
oh, there's a
tornado
debris
warnings that
signature.
then
We have a
will
debris
pop up
signature right here where
as the
tornado
storm
is.
goes off to the south and east.
This thing's actually tearing up the ground right
Abilene,
here.
you guys are dealing with a bunch of
Doing damage
stuff
to
back
houses
here
and
too.
stuff and trees.
So get ready in Abilene for
we
another
do have a
storm
little
to come
pocket
in. We
of
got a
debris
considerable severe
there.
thunderstorm warning for you with damaging winds possible. Here's what it looks like right now in Weatherford. So the winds are
All
just
of our
now
debris
starting
right
in
there.
Weatherford. This is Aaron Eastman.
Yeah, there's
who
definitely a
is in,
tornado on the
kind
ground
of
right
the
here,
southwest
guys.
side of
There's a
Weatherford
lot of
right now.
houses
He's
here
at the
too.
Quick
Crap.
Trip. If
Where's
you know
our
where the Quick
tornado
Trip is,
warning?
next to the Chuck Wagon there
Somebody
on,
call
Cutter's
somebody
Crossing.
call
That's
Fort
where,
Worth National
Aaron
Weather. Tell them
is
the
right
tornado
now,
warning.
and
There's a
he's
tornado on
getting
the ground.
plumb smacked.
We got
This
a
is
tornado on the
live in
ground right
Weatherford
here.
right now. Go ahead, Andy.
Ryan, I've updated the confidence level on that little spin up area there south of Weatherford and headed
There's a
to
tornado
the
on the
north
ground.
of Crescent, Texas.
There's
Looks
literally
like
a
that
debris
rotation's
signature.
coming together a little bit more nicely. It's going to struggle a bit with
There's
being behind
debris
all
on the
of
ground for the last 2 minutes.
rain-cooled air that's
Don't
kind of
listen to these guys. I'm gonna pause it for a minute because there's literally a tornado on the ground right here. They'll see it eventually. They'll see it eventually. They'll come back like, oh yeah, there's a tornado there. Oops, sorry. Yeah, there's definitely a tornado on the ground right there. Right in here in this inflow notch. Inflow come right here. We got the spin up happening right here. This is south of Weatherford, making its way down here towards Annette South. Trying to get our exact area for this thing. I don't know why it's not tornado warned yet. So here's Annette South. Our little inflow, it's coming, it's about to cross 171 here. Right here. Hopefully it picks up soon. It shouldn't be on the ground that long. We shouldn't even have any tornadoes right now.
Already passed through this area, but when we have
potential tornado as it moves off to the south and east towards Lake Shore Estates. All this is happening to the west of Fort Worth.
100% a tornado on the
There's
ground.
another
Yeah,
view,
right here, guys.
from
100%.
Brandon Kopic, who's also
We have
in
a debris
Weatherford now,
signature. We
driving
have
on Interstate
everything.
20.
It's just not being warned. We need a. Let me call. Hey Google, call National Weather
I think,
Service
Brandon
Dallas.
just doesn't have any audio. Yeah, he cut his audio
Hey
off 'cause
Google,
something's
call
wrong with
National
it.
Weather Service Dallas, Texas.
All right, let's go to our triple view. We got 3 cameras in Weatherford here. And it's
All right, I guess they're not going to tornado warn it.
hurricane out there.
I told you guys.
This is
I
down
did
there at
my
the Quick
job.
Trip.
Still a tornado on the ground right here.
So if you're just now tuning in, this is what it looks like right now in Weatherford. This is what's coming towards Fort Worth. Get ready.
A new
All right, here's our
tornado
tornado
warning
warning. We
has
got a
been
tornado
issued.
warning now for Hood, Johnson, Parker, and Tarrant counties in
Yeah,
Texas.
tornado
This
warn
is
it after
right
it's
in line with
done.
Andy's
Good
Y'all
job.
Watch, so we've given you an early heads up here if you've been tuned in for a tornado that's trying to come together right now near Baker. So this is
I
gonna
can't
continue to go
believe
down
they
towards
have not
Crescent,
caught the
Lakeshore
debris
Estates, and
signature yet.
Joshua. There's 100,000 people in this
Oh,
tornado
it's okay. I
warning.
love these guys. People,
Take
everybody
shelter
makes mistakes,
immediately.
right?
We've got the
I
pocket
still
of
love them just as
strong
much.
winds, 80-mile-per-hour winds up there, and then also some convergence down here, specifically just near the town of Baker. where
How's it
tornadoes
going in
trying to come
Weatherford
together,
right now?
and
You
it's gonna
basically
move
just
down
took
towards
the big
Crescent and
blast of
Lakeshore
winds.
Estates. Take shelter immediately. Coming back up here to Weatherford, the town of Weatherford is not under a tornado
How you
warning.
doing, Tina? How you
We
doing,
will
X-Ray?
hear about some isolated pockets of tornado-like damage, at least weak tornado damage,
Yeah.
across Weatherford as we are getting slammed
Matthew,
right
you're
now
you're in
by 80
you're in
mile per
Weatherford,
hour
right?
winds.
How bad are the winds?
And this is
I
what
mean,
that looks like
our big
from
blast
3
of
different
winds
vantage
is like
points as it comes in.
completely through the center of Weatherford now.
So the red box, that's your tornado warning polygon. And then Weatherford's up here where the strong winds
Well, they
are.
already tornado warned it. It's probably not even on the ground anymore. Let's go back to our debris. I think it's still on the ground. We still have a debris signature right here.
Dang.
We have our inflow
Go ahead,
notch.
Andy.
Basically, it's wrapping in right
Hey,
here.
Ryan, several people are calling that a CC drop there for that tornado warning, but it is not located where I would expect a proper debris signature to be occurring with the velocity couplet and the part of the storm. If you look closely, it's a little bit north of that little nodule and where the hook is, and that means it's also a little bit north of where we'd expect the velocity couplet to come together.
It looks exactly right here.
I only have a couple of areas to focus or of concern to focus on
Tornado's
right now, so
exactly
I'll go
where
ahead
it looks
and
like.
address some of the
I mean,
things
that's
that chat's
exactly
saying.
where the
Again,
tornado
a
would
lot
be,
of
right
people
in here.
are focusing on the same thing right now and reading the messages in chat. So I'll make sure to correct you guys
It's a little more
so
up the
that
north
we can
now. but-
have the utmost best scientific basis for what we're talking about.
All right, thank you so
I
much.
mean, I could be wrong, but it looks like a
meteorologist
tornado to
Andy
me.
Hill. While we do have a tornado warning, we can't confirm it yet via radar. There's no tornado debris signature or anything, but still stay sheltered in Lake Shore Estates.
Not a big deal.
Once
It's
again, this is what it
120
looks like
mile an
right
hour
there
gust of
in
wind. Big
Weatherford.
deal.
Some of the
We already got
stronger
80
winds
mile
are
an hour
just
winds,
now
right?
coming into the southeast area near Weatherford Heritage End and the Weatherford Market.
Hopefully, I'm
Place.
wrong and there wasn't a tornado.
We're
Let's just put it that way. For the
experiencing
safety
some,
of the
extreme
people, hopefully
weather
there
in
wasn't one.
Weatherford right now, and that's moving over towards Willow
I don't want
Park.
nobody to get hurt. I don't
Willow
want any
Park,
more
you're next
damage.
in line. Jason Cooley's on Interstate 20 out there. It looks plumb wild. Very dangerous to be on the roads right now. Hopefully not very many people are. Interstate 20 between
Look at these velocities
Westland
here,
and Fort
especially
Worth
on
and
top of
Weatherford is gonna
Weatherford.
be a
Holy
nightmare
smokes.
over the
I mean,
next
it is
hour or
really
so.
blowing wind over Weatherford right now. My goodness. I mean, look how thick the Enrod is, too. Like, our area of really strong winds. It's such a large area. So, like, the worst of our winds are basically coming up through here. So I mean, it's going to be raining for a
How are we
while
doing
before it
in
even hits
downtown
you. But
Dallas?
man,
It
it's
looks
just
like,
such a thick
I mean, it
area
looks
of
to me like
winds.
that part of the storm isn't nearly as intense. So hopefully that's the case. But if you guys are seeing any damage or anything, let me know.
Let's go look at Dallas. We haven't looked over Dallas in a minute. Looks like Dallas is completely covered in a monstrous rainstorm here, a thunderstorm. Let's take a look at a 3D scan here. Still big, still strong. Looks like we still have some really strong wind speeds over here on the west side of Dallas. Looks like we're seeing a lot of velocities in this area still. Sunnyvale, Mesquite, Beach Springs, Forney, Lawson. And we got some velocities here at Talty, Crandall, Post Oak. Seeing a lot of really nasty
Weatherford,
winds.
it's coming in, and then
We got a
next
lot
in
of winds
line,
over
once
here
again,
by
Fort
Trail, Wills
Worth, and we
Point,
have that
Oak
tornado
Ridge.
warning continuing for Crescent and Lakeshore Estates.
Other than that, the
That's the
velocities
red
don't look too
polygon there.
bad directly on top of Dallas. Looks like the winds are a little bit worse over here on the east side of Dallas.
Storming bad in
Right
Sulphur
now,
Springs.
these
Yeah,
are
you guys
only,
on
I'm
that eastern
flashing
side
the
of the line.
only
We're continuing to see
PDS severe
damaging
destructive
winds come
warnings
out of
right now.
Sulphur
This is where
Springs
we
and move
have
towards Mineola.
the worst
Dangerfield and
winds in
Lone
these
Star, you
two
guys are next
flashing
in
areas
line.
here.
We're
Let me go
also
ahead
gonna
and
see these move down
read this
towards
for you real
Tyler,
quick.
Texas
This is
here
over here
soon.
by
So
on
the
top of
line is
Sulphur
big,
Springs,
and it's
Picketon.
continuing
It's heading
to
towards
move down to the southeast.
Winsboro, Pearly, Mount Vernon. It's all heading right at you here. So this is a destructive storm for northern and eastern Hopkins County and eastern Delta County. 80-mile-an-hour wind gusts and penny-size hail. So we're seeing up to 80 mile-an-hour winds here still. Then we still have our one over here that's on top of Weatherford. Same thing, 80-mile-an-hour
Lots of
wind
people are
gusts,
asking about their
quarter-size hail.
specific locations. Once again, I highly recommend the WeatherWise app if you want to pull up the
So
radar
we're basically
for
seeing
your
80
backyard.
mile-an-hour winds in both these
Obviously, I can't
two
do that for everybody here.
severe to
There's
dark
one of me and
destructive
however many
storms.
thousands of
I
you
mean,
guys.
it's already went through
So,
Sulphur Springs, Mount
WeatherWise is
Vernon, you're
free.
next.
Link in the description.
Saltillo, you're next.
It's a good
Winfield, it's
resource to
coming
have,
your way.
man.
Mount
So,
Pleasure, it's going to
you
be
know,
there in a little
I hate-
bit. You already get
I
some
hate
really
it
heavy
sounds like,
rain in Mount
you know, I'm
Pleasure,
trying
but
to
the
get you
big
to download an
winds
app. I
coming
just
through
really think
soon.
you would benefit from it.
Looks
if
like you already
you
hit a bunch of winds there in Mount Pleasant,
are
so you got
asking
even
me
more
to,
coming.
you know, for like what's going on. Like you guys have all the same tools I do. My job here is to add some analysis on top of the radar for some areas that might be experiencing some extraordinary things or things that, you know, might need some additional guidance.
Like
but
we have
if I'm not
another
specifically
velocity
talking about your
couplet
town a
popping
lot
up
right now,
right
you
here
probably
next
don't
to
need that.
Waples.
And that's good, right? But you download the WeatherWise app, find your hometown, load up the local radar, and once again, it's free.
Something
Link in
fishy's
the
going on
description.
right here coming towards Crescent and Waples. It looks like we have a little strong velocity couplet
There's
coming
one
through.
tornado warning in
Expect
all of
a big
America
gust of
right now,
wind.
and it's the one over here.
Oh yeah, this thing's it's
near
probably
Fort
making a
Worth
tornado right
for,
here coming
Hood,
towards
Johnson,
Crescent.
Parker, and Tarrant counties.
Very
in
high probability
Texas.
of a brief spin up tornado that's going to last for 30 seconds to a minute here near Crescent. Where did our last one go? Right up here. We still have a little bit of rotation up here. This other
So
couplet
Radar
is.
Omega is not as good. No, that's not. I mean, Radar Omega is fine. It's just that one's not free.
This one's still tornado warned up
they're
here.
both, you know, you're going to get.
Yeah, we have another
very
area
similar
down
app,
here by Crescent.
Either way you go, but
So
right
we have like
now,
two-
if you're a new
two-
viewer here, if you don't, if
two
you,
little
if you've
inflow
never touched
notches
a
that are
radar
spinning
app
up right
before,
now.
You don't know what to get. I
So
would just
same
recommend the
thing,
free
stay away
one
from
because why not?
windows. Innermost room,
Uh,
expect, you know,
so
like 100, 120
that's
mile an
why it
hour
makes
gusts
more
of wind in
sense
these
for
areas
us
if it
to,
spins up
you know,
real
work
quick.
with them right now.
You still have
Fort Worth,
really
you are
strong
under a
winds.
severe
It's passed
thunderstorm
through
warning.
Weatherford now. It's
Considerable severe thunderstorm warning
basically
now in effect
about to
for,
hit
Hill,
Aledo
Hood,
and Willow
Johnson,
Park. I know you're probably getting lots of
Somerville,
rain
and
already,
Tarrant
but
counties
Willow
in
Park and
Texas.
Aledo,
So
you're
they
about
did
to get
extend
the
this
big,
out to
big
Fort Worth.
winds.
We've got 2.5
This is
million
actually
people
closing in on Fort
under
Worth.
a severe thunderstorm
Looks like
warning
this
now.
storm's
That
going to
pocket
hit
of
Fort
heaviest
Worth
winds
dead
is
on.
coming out of Weatherford and coming right into Willow Park. Brandon Kopic is chasing it down there. You can see him in that first camera. He's still in that pocket of heavy winds near Hudson Oaks, and it's going to come right over towards White Settlement, Benbrook, and Lakeshore Estates next.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a debris signature or not. I don't even know what to say anymore at this point because they're kind of all over the place, but that could very well possibly be a debris signature there south of Preston. Or we have this little inflow pocket and strong velocities here. Very good possibility that is on the ground doing damage. I mean, the upside is we're prepared for this, right? 100, 120 mile an hour winds. Everybody's ready to deal with it. Everybody's in their safe place. Everybody's prepared for this, so we're good. It's not like it's a
Sirens in
big, strong
Arlington.
tornado. It's just a
Yeah,
brief
there's,
spinner.
so there is a tornado warning right now, not for Arlington.
You're in Benbrook,
but
Carnage.
for areas just to the south and west of
Where's
Fort Worth.
Benbrook?
And
Did I
there's
just talk about
also
Benbrook? Yep, there you
a,
are. Oh, it's coming, buddy.
considerable severe thunderstorm
TC Carnage,
warning
you're
for,
ready for this, right?
Arlington. So we do expect that
A
70
little
mile
pocket
per
of
hour winds are
rotation
gonna
off
be
the
moving in
top
here
of you,
soon.
too.
From
Yeah,
the
the big
west.
winds
You're
are coming.
getting a little bit of a storm right now in Arlington, but that's actually not the main event. The main thing is going to be this pocket of wind that's coming out of Weatherford right now, and it's about to move through Fort Worth.
Right here, right off the hot press at 1,300 feet, we have 72.7 mile per hour winds at 1,300 feet. At 1,592
Go ahead,
feet, we
y'all.
have
Y'all
85
Ryan,
mile per hour winds
just
on
saw
top of
this pop
Hudson
up.
Oaks.
We got a report of some quarter-sized hail, about an inch.
Another 80
coming out
mile
of
an hour wind
Callahan
here
County,
at
Texas.
1,800
This
feet
was
near
near
Weatherford
Clyde,
still.
about
Making its
19
way out of
minutes ago.
Weatherford.
Looks like it was an M-ping report.
I mean, that's pretty close to the ground,
All
but
right, so
1,500
hail
feet.
reports, wind reports
It's
coming
close.
out
Not on the ground, but that's
all over
probably
the place
close to
out there.
matching the
It
wind
is
speeds
getting
we have on the
wild
ground there.
in Dallas right now, but the strongest part of the storm is definitely moving into Fort Worth. The western side is much more concerning looking to me. anyways, on
Butter!
radar and from the
Butter
reports
stuff.
that we're getting than the side
Butter
over there near Dallas.
Butter
But
stuff, we
still,
have some big storms.
you
We're
know,
looking
storm
at,
that's hitting
we're
Dallas right now. It's
basically,
coming
it's
down
Dallas's
towards,
party night.
Kaufman, Ferris.
We're in Dallas,
Waxahachie,
Texas, Fort Worth area. We're
Camp
dealing
Run, Mill
with
City,
lots
and
of
Athens.
big,
It's coming
mean
down towards you
storms
guys
here.
next. We do have about a
And
quarter
severe
million people under a
winds.
severe thunderstorm warning down here for Ellis, Henderson,
And we
Kaufman,
still have
and
our
Navarro
severe
counties in
destructive
Texas. So
warning over top of the Sulphur
get
Springs
indoors
heading
and away
into
from
Mount
windows,
Pleasant
y'all.
along
It's coming.
I-20 right now. I think that's I-20. I have to check. Either that's I-20 or that's I-20. Let me
The
find out.
entire Dallas-Fort Worth area is also now under a flash flood warning. As the
No, this is
these storms are
I-30.
dropping a
I-20
tremendous
is the
amount of
lower
rain
one.
in a very short period
So
of
yeah,
time.
along I-20 and Sulphur Springs heading towards Mount Pleasant, we have another 80 mile an hour blast of wind, severe destructive warning here.
Waxahachie, gotcha.
Heading towards Mount Pleasant and Pittsburgh now.
Sirens are not just for tornadoes; they are for emergency weather alerts.
Yeah,
including
amen,
wind.
brother. They're for emergency weather.
That's why you're hearing some sirens right now in places that aren't under tornado.
Like literally, a
warnings.
tornado's not much
Because if they
worse than the
didn't
winds we're
sound
getting
them,
right now.
and you got hit by an 80
Very,
mile
very
per hour
close to wind
gust
speeds.
and lost some of your roof, or a tree fell on your house, you would be mad. Why didn't they sound the tornado?
So everybody was
sirens? That was a
yelling at
tornado,
Andy
even though it
Hill
wasn't.
too,
You
saying
don't-
that there's
you're
a
not gonna know
debris
the difference.
signature. That's funny.
So that's what's happening here. We've got damaging winds moving in to the Fort Worth area.
I'm not going to argue with Andy Hill ever.
The
He is
tornado
a
warning that was in
meteorologist.
effect
He's
for areas
extremely
south and west of
smart.
Fort Worth has
Look
been
up to
allowed to
him.
expire. That rotation is
And
no
I'll
longer
believe
with us.
whatever Andy Hill says.
But what is this big, giant pocket of damaging winds that's going to go straight towards Fort Worth? Probably going to get a lot of damage reports out of Fort
Whatever
Worth with
Andy
this.
Hill says goes.
4.4 million people under
It's
a
like we're
flash flood
starting to
warning
get
out here
another
between Fort
little
Worth and Dallas as
velocity
well.
couplet right here near Annetta. Kind of see these velocities kind of poke in here. We might see another brief spin up try to happen here. Oh, wow. You kind of see how we have a little gap in the winds, too. We might have something try to spin up right here near Annetta and Willow Park. Let's actually take a look at
Also,
take a
we've
look
got
at a
some,
3D view of this
really,
storm. Gonna see what this thing's
powerful
doing.
storms still happening out here around Abilene. I've got golf ball size hail and 60 mile per hour winds happening out here. This is what it looks like from Storm Runner Media's point of
I
view.
just want to get a good
It's in
3D view of the
Abilene right
storm.
now, as one of these storms
Take
is
a look at the
coming through.
velocities
Another
inside of
one's
it.
on the way.
This
so,
thing's just a monster.
We don't have a flash flood warning
Yeah,
yet
this
for
thing's so
Abilene, but I'd
big,
say
we're
one's
getting
coming.
close to radar and it's
This
chopping
will
off
be
the
like
top part of the
fourth
storm.
storm like this that's hit. So get ready for it. Here's what it looks like out there near Weatherford. Still looks like a daggone hurricane.
Look at this
as
little
these guys are
pocket
now
of red
moving
velocities
east
in
towards
here.
Fort Worth.
Is that our little inflow pocket right there? We're just trying to spin something up, maybe? whatever velocity.
100,000 people without power now in Texas.
No way, 100,000 people. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a little quick spin up here in either of these spots right here with the way it's looking with these velocities. Let me go back to the power outages. We haven't refreshed that in a
What
while.
state is it in, Ryan? We're currently looking at Texas. So anytime you're wondering what state we're looking at, we
So our
always have
last
something
refresh
like
was
this
75,000.
on the
So
screen
we've lost
that'll
power
show you.
another
We're looking at Texas
25,000
right now.
households, sadly. Oh my goodness, sad news. Well, we can see what's doing it right here. We got these counties right here where this big storm through Weatherford's coming through. So we just recently had 200 people in Stevens County lose power, 1,800 in Palo Pinto, and then 4,200 people in
What
Parker
happened to
County
Brad?
just lost
So
power.
Brad's still out there. I still got a stream up, but he's behind the storms. He got a little bit behind the storms. He's following them.
Dallas
to,
County has 10,000. Oh my goodness, Dallas
um,
got hit pretty
the
good.
Dallas
That's
area.
sad.
Also, check this out.
So even though the winds
got a
weren't
little
like,
bit of,
80 mile an hour,
dangling
100
bit
miles an
there on
hour,
the United
we still had
Alliance
10,000
Barkley,
households lose power in
camera.
Dallas
That's,
with like the
I
60
believe
mile an
a
hour
little bit of an
winds.
SLC.
So I mean, it
what I
still
like to
did
call that.
damage, but
It's
it could have been a
scary-looking
lot
cloud.
worse. If we had 80 to 100 here, it'd probably be
But,
like
nothing to worry about on the
200,000 people that
tornadic
would have lost
end,
power. So
for
I feel like
most
we did
part.
really good.
But we'll keep
Tarrant
an eye on
County
it.
has 6,000
what we
people
do
without
have
power.
is
I still feel like we
golf
kind of
ball-sized
dodged the
hail,
bullet.
storm coming into the Abilene area again.
Not so much over here in Weatherford because they're getting hit pretty good
So
still.
get ready for that.
Kind of just depends what this storm does too, because Dallas doesn't need this next big storm to come through and hit it again, sadly. But this might be the case here. Lori,
All right,
yes, this
Ryan,
is going to
got
keep
one
moving.
for
This
ya.
storm's going
Hearing
east
about
towards
a
Fort
pretty
Worth right
gnarly
now.
thunderstorm wind gust, 78 miles per hour, that happened about 6 minutes ago, just northeast of Abilene,
What is
out in
that?
Taylor County, Texas. That was picked up by the West Texas Mesonet site there on the ACU campus.
107 mile an
Wow.
hour gust of wind at
So
700
big time
feet.
winds coming out of those storms as well.
Okay, yeah, we're having another little brief tornado right here. Just a quick brief spin up for like 10 seconds.
Yeah, 78.
Got a
That's
107
pretty
mile an hour
intense.
gust of wind right here. This is heading into a big housed area.
What are the
So
blue G's on the map?
hope
Those are
everybody in
wind gust
Benbrook took
reports
their
like
safe
that.
spots.
Anytime that we've got an official recording of like a
So
70,
I am
80
seeing
mile per hour wind
a
gust,
little
those pop up on the
little
map as
tight
blue
gust right
Gs,
here
and
with
then
a
the blue Ds,
107 mile an
those
hour
are
wind
damage
speed
reports,
recorded
like
right
trees
here.
down, power lines down.
107
Stuff
mile an
more
hour at 700
significant than,
feet.
like,
So we
just
probably
tree
have a
branches
brief
down.
spin
I
up
don't put
tornado
everything on
happening
the
right
map 'cause
here.
it'd be really cluttered, but this is significant reports that are showing up here.
Oh, nothing's going to make it to Tennessee tonight. Don't worry about Tennessee. Yeah, something's happening right here.
A new
don't know what-
PDS severe
I
thunderstorm
don't know what's
warning
happening,
has
but we're
been
having a
issued.
big blast of wind right here.
New PDS.
I think it's
severe
just a spin-up
thunderstorm
tornado.
warning has
A
been
little quick
issued
one.
for Fort Worth. So they've
So
decided
Benbrook-
to move that to PDS severe
It's
thunderstorm
like
warning.
right in here is where this
You know,
little
basically
notch
the
is. Maybe
conditions
the
that we just
inflow
saw
come in here,
Weatherford
wrap
were
it
bad
around.
enough that we're saying, okay, we're going to.
I know Carnage is in Benbrook. You still here, Carnage? How you doing, buddy?
100,000 people now under a
Benbrook,
particularly
it's
dangerous
about to you,
situation, severe
Carnage.
thunderstorm warning.
How you
So
doing,
this means
Austin?
that we've got 80 mile per hour winds on the way, and the damage threat is destructive, and we've got to be sheltering as if we're under a tornado warning. Okay, tornado warning essentially for Fort Worth. This is a destructive damage threat as the winds are now moving into Lakeshore Estates, Benbrook, White Settlement. Then they're going to move into Fort Worth.
All right, we
Forest
just got a
Hill,
new
and
update
Ringdon.
here.
Yes, these are looking like they're
Severe
gonna try to
thunderstorms
come
located
towards
near
Arlington as
Aledo
well.
or near Benbrook, moving east at 45 miles an hour, 80
So
mile an
get
hour
ready in
wind
Fort
gusts,
Worth.
quarter
A
size hail.
PDS severe thunderstorm warning is now in effect.
And then we have a little blop of 100 mile an hour wind speed gust right here, which is most likely a brief spin up tornado that we're having right here. Just a really quick one. We got some extra
Real quick.
extra
if you
strong
happen to see it,
velocities
let's
up
go
through
check in
here.
on that warning that just
This
came
is where
out
we're
in
seeing all this
Mississippi. Since
blue.
we've
This
been
is where
so
you're going to see your 80 mile an
hyper-focused
hour
on,
winds coming through Benbrook, White Settlement,
Texas,
Lake Worth.
want to make sure we're keeping everybody up to date here. Hattiesburg.
Looks like you guys already
we got
dealt
really
with a
strong
couple.
storm
Looks
coming
like we
in
have
here for
another
about
layer of
30,000
wind right
people in
here
Forest, Lamar, and Marion
near
counties
Fort
in
Worth.
Mississippi.
So
Get ready
Fort
for
Worth's
1 inch
already
hail
starting
and
to see the
60
wind.
mile per hour winds as this storm comes up towards Hattiesburg.
Came inside to get more ammunition. You're in Benbrook, aren't you, Carnage? Like this thing's literally on top of you right now. Like you're inside in the heat of the
Texas.
storm.
Once again, destructive severe thunderstorm.
What
coming into
ammunition
Texas
are
now.
you shooting at the tornado?
Fort Worth specifically.
What are you doing, bro? Or what are you doing? Drinking beer on your porch while you watch it come by? Be like you just cussing out the wind with a beer in your hand, be like, oh, I'm gonna win.
How many people do we have watching from Fort Worth?
A new PDS severe
Let me know.
thunderstorm
Also,
warning
over
has
there,
been issued.
a little bit farther to the east, Mineola, you're about to get hit by those strong winds as well. Gilmer, Pittsburgh, Dangerfield.
All right, I'm gonna
Ore City,
flash.
Holly Lake
I'm gonna
Ranch,
flash our
Glendale, all the way down
PDS
there towards Green Barrel
destructive
City. It's coming down
storm
towards you
warnings.
next. I think by the time this gets down to Longview and Tyler,
These are all
we're
particularly
continuing
dangerous
to talk about
situations. The
damaging
highest
winds down
rating
here.
of
So
a
get
severe
ready. You've
destructive
got about
storm
45 minutes, but it's coming fast.
right here. I basically turned off all the regular destructive. This is still destructive. Like these are probably all still rated for 60 miles an hour, but I'm leaving those off because we're paying attention to the strongest ones. So there's just too much. And these are just regular severe warnings. We're paying attention to the big, strong ones. These are the ones we care about, the ones that are doing a lot of damage. But yeah, you can see anywhere from like 40 to 60 miles an hour anywhere in any of these other storms that are
is moving into
inside of a
the
red
Fort
polygon right
Worth
now.
area.
But yeah,
80
these
mile per hour
polygons are we're
winds. This
seeing
is
the
an
most
extremely dangerous
wind damage
situation.
happening.
You've got to take shelter as if you were under a tornado warning.
But yeah,
Just
this
for
is
anybody who may
this
not
is
know,
on
who
top of
doesn't- who hasn't
Como
heard
on
me say that yet,
Interstate
you know what I mean?
30.
That is very
And,
important that we do that. It looks
almost
like
at
the winds
Mount
are
Pleasant
actually
at this point.
increasing a little bit just to the west of Benbrook.
Pittsburgh,
So
Mount Vernon. It's
we're about to
literally
hear
right on
about
top of
some
Mount
pretty
Vernon and
significant
Purely
damage
now
reports
and
down
Salt
here
Hill.
between Lakeshore Estates and Benbrook. Specifically, it's going to hit near the Iona area. If you
Yeah, I
guys
can
know
check
where
Tennessee real
Whitestone
quick. There's
Golf
nothing
Course
going on out there,
is,
but
or
I'll
the North
look.
Holiday Park, the Dutch Brants Park. There's lots of cul-de-sacs down here, so this looks like a place where people live.
Looking
That's
good. Tennessee's
within
wide
the next
open.
minute or
clear
two, that's
sky.
where the strongest winds are about to be. And they're
Better
going to
watch
continue to
out
get
for this
stronger,
little
and then as they move
rainstorm.
towards Benbrook
Oh, no, it's
and
already
then
passed it.
Edgecliff Village and Moselle.
I was
out
gonna
here in
joke
the
about a
Fort
little
Worth area.
rainstorm. They're like, oh crap, this whole big giant storm appeared over Richmond. But yeah, there's a lot of rain over here in Virginia right now. But Tennessee's looking good. Looking good. I mean, you got rain coming towards Tennessee, but it's a long ways away. It'll probably fall apart before it even gets there. Okay, we got something crazy going on again here now. Looks
Yeah,
like the
looking at how
wind
strong,
is hitting the
these
radar
winds are and
site
how
now and shaking it. And
directly east they're
causing
moving.
a little
There is
wackiness
chance
to
that,
happen
some
here,
of
it
this
looks
makes it
like.
over there back into the greater Dallas area, closer to areas between Fort Worth and Dallas, like Arlington and Mansfield.
Yeah. Getting a little bit of a shaky interference blast right now here in Benbrook. Gotta wait till the radar stops shaking.
You can buy y'all mode on WeatherWise. Yeah, you can if you want to. It's completely optional. But if you like the way
I'm gonna buy
map
y'all
looks
mode on
and the color
WeatherWise.
tables and all that stuff, if you turn that on, it
I'm
automatically
eventually
looks
gonna
like
buy
mine.
it for sure because he's
Which a
making
lot of
that
people ask for
program
that
really
feature,
good.
So
WeatherWise is gonna be
makes
really
sense.
good. I mean, it's getting there already. It's like WeatherWise is the best app right now for free. But when
Arlington is
they do these
sounding their
updates to it.
sirens. I'm hearing that all over the place. There is a destructive severe thunderstorm coming in. Also, the Abilene storm now also is a
Oklahoma's
destructive
good,
severe
I
thunderstorm.
believe.
So we've got a
Let me pull up
destructive
our
severe
threat for
thunderstorm
tonight,
warning
so
for,
everybody, anybody that's just
Callahan,
hopping in,
Jones,
you
and
know what's going
Shackelford
on.
counties in Abilene for 80
Hey,
mile
Ryan,
per
give
hour
me a second.
winds.
So
and
we're basically worried
golf
about
ball-sized
the
hail.
red and purple here. So we're
That's
going to have
happening
up
after
to
we got
100
that
mile an hour winds
78
tonight in the
mile
red
per
and
hour
purple.
wind gust
This is
from
just
the
our wind
northeast
threat.
side of town there just not too long ago.
Our tornado threat is here.
Go ahead, Brad.
So there's really no storms left in Oklahoma, I don't think. But yeah, basically our tornado threat is just here for the rest of the evening. Let me go look and see if there's any more storms in Oklahoma, because there could be more storms forming over Oklahoma. I don't know. I haven't looked in a while. But we got a lot of
PDS
rain.
severe
Hey,
There's a
I'm
thunderstorm
doing
ton of
my
rain
best
in
to try to
South
get down there for
Oklahoma.
this storm. I don't know if I'll be able to do it or not, but I'm going to try.
You have
I'm headed south right now out of Decatur, Texas. I should be down there probably the next 15, 20 minutes. I'm headed to Dallas, so I'm hoping I can get there in time. But if I can, I will report back and let you know.
I don't know what's coming to Dallas.
That to me
Sorry.
looks like the strongest wind that we've seen in quite some time.
So we have a pretty big severe storm
Yeah, that
here
pocket of
just
winds
south
coming into Benbrook
west
right
of
now
Tulsa.
is
Then we got
extremely
some other
nasty.
decent sized severe storms
And,
up here by
I'd say
Bartsville and
that this
Coffeyville.
is
Other than
about to
that,
move
it's
into like
not.
a really populated area. So we're about.
I'm
to get
gonna go look
ton
at
of
this storm in
damage reports
Tulsa
in.
now that you
If you're
mentioned
in
it, because
Benbrook, brace for
I
impact.
don't know.
Make sure you're taking shelter.
We'll see what it's
There's a
doing.
tornado warning. It's going to
It's a pretty
be
big
like a
storm up
hurricane
there.
out there for several minutes. And then that's going to continue over towards the Texas Christian University. It's going to hit really hard over there near Edgecliff Village, Primrose up there north of Rocky Creek Park. This will also hit really hard down there near Forest Hill. So I think that all of Fort Worth is going to get hit here, but it's
Doesn't look
specifically
that
going to hit
big
the
here.
south side of town a little bit harder maybe than the north side of town.
It don't look too bad. A little bit of rotation, but nothing
So
crazy.
that's going to be over here between Edgecliff, Forest Hill, Tate Springs, Kennedale. That's where I think the
They're
strongest
getting
winds are gonna
bigger, it
come
looks
for.
like.
And,
So we
man,
got
it's-
some more
they just
storms
continue
forming
to
out here in
intensify.
Oklahoma
Every
tonight, it seems.
frame, we see stronger
Keep an
winds
eye on
here
these.
the
We'll check in
velocities.
every bit here on them.
So if I come over here to the WeatherWise app,
Man, this radar's still
and
shaking.
I enable my data picker and I go to velocities. And I come over here and
Somebody
I measure
needs to
some
go
of
out
these
of national
values.
weather and hold the
We're looking at
radar
100
still. It's
mile per hour
shaking.
winds there. Off. That's not at the
Can't
surface
see.
technically. That's just a little bit.
We
off
got
the
all
ground.
kinds
We
of
are
craziness,
kind of
worms all
close
over
to
the
the radar
place.
actually. So 100 mile per hour
So
winds.
last we knew, the big
99
winds
mile
are
per hour
basically
winds,
coming right up through
95.
here,
So
through
all these
White
dark
Settlement,
blues and purples here,
Edgecliff
anywhere
Village,
between
you're on
90 and
deck,
100 mile per
Fort
hour winds.
Worth,
So
and
it's
everything
safe
to
to
the
say
east of
that
Fort Worth. You're about to
at
get
least
blasted. We got
70
tons
to
of
80
city
mile per hour
areas
winds are
about to get hit by 80 mile an hour
consistently
winds.
happening on the surface here. Maybe even those 100 mile per hour gusts are intermittently making contact with the
Fort
ground
Worth
as well.
is on deck.
That's going
like
to do
Fort Worth
very,
is starting to feel the
significant
brunt force of
damage,
these 80 mile an hour
as the
winds.
storm moves over towards the Benbrook Middle School and the high school and the
You still have
Italian
power,
restaurant over there
Carnage?
next to Risky's Barbecue. This is pretty much over there where the Walmart Supercenter is near Benbrook. That's where the
Still have
heaviest burst
electricity?
of winds are moving into right now.
You're in Benbrook, right, Carnage? You're right here in Benbrook?
And then, yeah, over here on the WeatherWise, too, I can see Brandon Kopic's live location. He's right next
Oh,
to the
you went
Pizza
to
Hut.
Dallas. So you're in
That's
Dallas
on
now.
Overton Ridge Boulevard. So he's out in front of the winds, okay? So he drove through them. He's out in front of them now. I'm guessing.
Oh,
his,
Natalie, I
plan
make
is
you
gonna be
happy.
to get
That's
out in front of
awesome.
them
You
and
make me
turn us
happy
around
too, just because you're here.
and show us them as they come through Fort Worth here.
Sorry, I can't give
Or
you
he's
weather
just gonna try
coverage
to
right
stay out in
now
front of them the whole time.
because the radar's shaking or something. Somebody needs to go
Does he
out
fix his
in Oak
audio?
Grove and hold that
Oh, yeah.
radar still right. You see the radar's right here.
Yeah, they're messing up.
Whoever's in these buildings, they need to go outside and hold this radar still so we can see. Keep the wind
Hey
from
Ryan,
taking
not
it.
sure if you're still live or not. Just wanted to give you a heads up. I'm about to ride out this windbag on the south side of Fort Worth right now.
Weatherfield has lost. I
Right,
bet
that
they
was the
did,
voice
man.
of
You
Brandon
just got
Kopic
hit
there.
hard.
And he's he's going to get right in this thing.
There's over
and,
100,000
take
people
it
without
head
power
on
in Texas
Fort
now.
Worth.
Hopefully you get your power turned back on soon because
So
I
we're just
couldn't
now
live
tuning
without
in.
power.
This is a live storm chaser in Fort Worth about to
Nice, we're up to
intercept an extremely
115,000 people
dangerous
without
80 mile
power
per
now in
hour
Texas.
hurricane-like severe thunderstorm that's getting ready to come through the south side of
Parker
town.
County has 4,800 houses without power. Tarrant County has almost 10,000 houses. Dallas is up to 20,000 houses without power now. Holy smokes, it's really good. Ripping stuff up. Dallas isn't done yet. This storm, this one with 80 mile an hour winds is
So
probably
what
going to
we
come
see
through Dallas
from
again.
Brandon's feed here is going to tell us what we can expect further to the
What
east.
town is
in
Fort Worth,
downtown
or what
Fort
county
Worth,
Fort
Forest
Worth
Hill,
in?
over there towards
Is it
Arlington,
Tarrant? Is
and,
Tarrant
yeah,
County
maybe
Fort
even
Worth?
towards Midlothian and Burleson a little bit later too.
Doubt we'll be able to, but there's nowhere to turn.
Does anybody know if Fort Worth's in Tarrant County? Or... I'm assuming it's Tarrant County because there's 960,000 houses here.
We'll top off. It's all right.
And there's 1,144 in Dallas County. Pretty sure Tarrant's down or Fort Worth.
A new PDS severe
So our
thunderstorm
next
warning
refresh, we're
has
gonna
been
probably
issued.
see a lot more power this Tarrant, sadly. Okay, our radar's not shaking anymore. All right. So we can see where the big blast of winds are coming right here. Get in your safe spots. Basically, look at this. We can see all the Fort Worth right here. I mean, these winds are just mean and they're cranking through here. 80 mile an hour.
I need gas. Bad.
Looks like White Settlement's already been completely taken over by the winds.
On the southwest side.
So
we're getting really
that's some
close to the radar
communications
site
going on
too
between the
here.
storm chasers there, as once again some 80-mile-per-hour winds are coming through Benbrook and moving towards the Texas
I'm gonna
Christian
tilt the
University and
radar up a little
Edgecliff
bit so you can
Village
see
down
the
here in
three
Fort
spin up
Worth.
tornadoes happening.
Everybody
here.
around Fort Worth needs to be taking shelter right now, as if there
Like
was
right
a
now, we're
tornado
seeing
coming.
this at 400, 300
because
feet.
there
This is
is,
only 200
tornado-like
feet in the
winds
air, put
associated
next to the
with this.
radar.
It's an
I'm gonna
extremely
tilt the
dangerous
radar up to
situation.
see if we see anything rotating here.
Yeah, we actually lost Brandon's feed there, so
Got a bit of
I don't know if
rotation here
he'll
by Westover
come
Hills.
back
Two
up
little
or not.
pockets, not too
It sounds like
crazy.
the power is going off out here, and maybe Starlink ain't cutting it either.
Downtown
So
Fort
we
Worth.
actually might
Yeah,
have lost
you
cell
guys
service out
make
here
sure you're in your
on the
safe
southwest
spots. We
side
got a
of
little area here that's
Fort
rotating a little
Worth, and
bit.
if we don't have a feed
Might
from
see a brief
Brandon, I
spin
know
up
his
there.
setup. We don't have Verizon, we don't have AT&T, we don't have Starlink, we don't have T-Mobile, so that's a pretty significant outage. Let me clear
There's some pretty
his
good
slot
rotation on
here
top
and
of
then add it
Benbrook at
back.
11,000 feet. I don't know where it's coming at.
Yeah, I'm
down
not
at
getting
though.
it. I'm not getting him at all. As soon as I see him pop back up, I'll add him back. I know he's still live on YouTube, but I'm not getting him on my end.
I'll take a 3D view of this storm. We see what we can see on the beam chopping around.
Here we go. We might be able to get some gas here real quick. Stand by, guys.
All right, we're just going to have to watch him through YouTube.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's getting cut
Which,
off.
by the
I don't
way,
want to
I
say
don't
for
know if
sure
you-
there's a
maybe you guys
rotation on
follow,
top of
Brandon
of
over there.
network, because
But since he's working with
storm's cut off,
WeatherWise,
but I'm seeing little pockets of
I was able
velocity here and there.
to do this new overlay for him, which I think is pretty cool. If you guys ever want to watch a storm chaser,
This is kind of where
Brandon
we have
Compton's
those
good,
little
channel to
areas of
follow.
rotation out the front. These two spots here. So yeah, this
Is he
one, this is
trying
where
to
it's
get
at
gas in the middle of
17,000
this?
feet right there. You can see the 20,000 feet line back here.
Comes the wind.
But a little bit of rotation there. But it looks like it's kind of coming more down through here. We could possibly see a brief spin up come down through there.
Yeah, the overlay there, it shows his location in real time, and it also zooms out on the radar to give you more context as to where he is. It shows like what warnings he's inside, and if he was like 18 miles away from a tornado warning, it would say that, and it updates every second.
Oh yeah, this is Brandon Kopic's UI. Is
And you can
freaking
see
awesome.
he's in currently
We'll make this
strong
really big
50
so you guys can see
DBZ
it.
right now, and every time the radar updates, it shows the
You see his
level
UI
of
on there.
intensity of the storm that he's currently in.
That's temperature, dew point, all that cool stuff. It says Fort Worth, Texas, strong 49. Storm intensity, strong 49, strong 50. But it's so cool. I want that UI. That's Brandon Copic. We have him linked in the Discord. Anybody wants to join the Discord, we have him linked to do. I'm saying this earlier in the Discord. We have every single streamer, every single storm chaser linked in our
So if you're
Discord.
just now
Basically, a
tuning in,
place
this is a
for
live look
everybody.
at some of those
We're
damn
trying to
units coming into the
link
Fort
all the
Worth
chasers
area.
and
Now we've got an update.
basically
from
streamers all
meteorologist
together in one
Andy Hill.
Discord.
Go ahead, Andy.
Hey Ryan, I have that. Y'all watch out for that same part of the storm generally that's tracked to the south of all those really strong damaging.
Where's
winds
Ball?
moving
You gotta,
into Fort
Tina,
Worth.
make sure you give me
Down
the
south here
state.
near
If they're
Cleveland
asking
and
about an area,
Johnson
make sure there's a
County,
state.
We've had this part of the line, I think, remain tornadic. There's a possibility we've had a couple of spin ups doing some really weak damage near Godley, Texas. And now we're starting to get a much stronger returns here near Cleburne, right over the town, actually. For those of you following along, looking at the correlation coefficient there, you'll see a bunch
Our
of
Dis-
lowered
it's basically a
values that
free
kinda
chat
just
room
follow
that's
the edge of
for
the
like with a
storms
bunch of
there.
links to different
And,
weather
that's
places,
my ability to
streamers,
tell.
and all
Those
that.
are actually probably biological. It's summer. There's probably a bunch of insects that are being caught in the inflow winds leading into the storm and then being pushed forward by the storm itself. They're kind of just culminating on the leading edge of that line and leading to a bunch of lowered values here on our correlation coefficient right in front of the storm, but not necessarily indicative of a debris signature from a tornado. I think those are biological signatures. So that's what
Getting
we're
a little
looking
bit
at
of
there.
indent
For anyone
right here,
following along,
possibly.
and I wouldn't be surprised if there were a couple of EF0 tornadoes with this sort of signature here that I have y'all watch, though. There is no tornado warning with that. The severe thunderstorm
Andy
warning
Hill's talking about the
does not include a tornado possible
correlation
tag on
coefficient.
it, but I do think that it's possible that we'll get a couple of spin-ups with a storm that looks like this. So y'all watch out there in Cleburne over to Grandview, Texas, as this part of the storm approaches the I-35 West corridor there.
Thank you very much, meteorologist Andy Hill. He's saying y'all watch out for Grandview. That's Johnson and Hill County in Texas. Strong winds coming into Cleburne right now. And, also strong winds are coming into Waxahachie.
Okay, so
and,
we have a
Kemp,
much larger
Gunbarrel
area
City
right
here
here with
soon.
severe
Also
destructive. So
Tyler
we
and
need to pay
Longview.
attention
You
to
guys
this
are
more,
about
guys.
20 minutes out now,
Because
maybe
these are
15,
very powerful
from the
winds out here. I'm going to
strong
actually move a
winds
radar
getting
over
to
here
you.
so we can go over that too some.
Strongest winds.
Well,
out
it
of
doesn't
anyone,
look like
though,
tonight's
still
over anytime
occurring down
soon,
there
guys.
in the Fort Worth area. So
These storms
batten
seem like
down
they
the
keep
hatches
going.
out there near Forest Hill.
That
It's
is
coming
Andy
over
Hill.
towards
That's Andy
your
Hill we
area
just
next.
listened to. Yeah, Andy Hill's up in the top right corner. I'm sorry I didn't make it bigger. I was listening to him. I forgot to make it bigger. Andy Hill's my main dude. Let me, gotta move a radar. Let's move the one from Tulsa down
Straight
here.
arrow, not a left. Help.
134,000 people without power now.
Connect back to
in
Shreveport.
The latest update I had was
Texas.
well, 4 minutes ago, and it was just about coming over top.
Trees are falling in Benbrook. What are you talking to your neighbor?
Velocity still shows it a little bit off.
Okay, guys, look at this. Look at this storm here. We got a close look. We're connected to Shreveport.
Well, it shows it coming like straight.
I don't want to say you might want to watch out in Louisiana. The storm might come to you and still be really strong. So, same thing. Just like the storm that we have over in Fort Worth, Dallas area. We got this storm came through Dallas already, but it looks like it's even
Is
stronger
Abilene
than
okay?
it was.
Yeah, you guys are okay, but you are
All right, so
under
we have
a,
really
severe
strong
thunderstorm
winds here
warning,
in the front part of this
destructive
thing.
severe. We had a 80 mile per
And
hour
we do
wind
have a
gust reported
destructive
earlier.
severe
Now we've got
warning.
tennis
This is
ball
over
size hail
here.
being reported out
This is
there,
a good
so
bit east from Dallas here.
definitely,
Anybody in this
something
area,
to,
look what we're seeing right here. There's the border of
be wary of as the storm continues to
Louisiana.
come
We're
through.
basically in the northeast tip of Texas.
I'm going to put that Berkeley
We have
cam.
really
back
strong
above,
winds coming
Barkley
through
cam
here,
above
heading
my head
towards
again.
Ore
That's,
City,
up
Gilmore,
there,
Lone
near
Star,
Abilene, that we actually lost power on that camera for a
Dangerfield,
while when I took it
Kaysen,
down.
Mount Pleasant. You're all about to get
But
hammered
yeah,
by
round
some 80
two's coming into
mile an hour
Abilene
winds.
right
Let me
now.
see what they have
but
rated
round
for.
three's coming. We finally got that flash flood warning, like I said.
80
we
mile an
probably
hour
get
wind gusts, half
for
dollar
Abilene.
size
We've
hail.
had so much rain, and more is on the way.
This is a humongous bow echo here that's starting up.
So
Like
that's
this
the
looks
radar
like
down
a
there in Abilene.
mean
Once again, we
storm.
had that 78 mile per hour wind gust reported not too long ago.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see some brief swing ups in this one too.
Hey, Preston Thompson, thank you for the super chat. Thanks for the support.
Good
Yeah, this
possibility
line
seeing
over
a
here
brief spin up
going
tornado
through
over here as well.
eastern Texas is really impressive too. Probably some stronger winds between Holly Lake Ranch.
Oh, the
and
tree in your
Pittsburgh.
backyard
That's
fell?
moving down towards
Yikes.
Gilmer and Ore City.
Do you have like a
Strongest winds are
security
right
camera
in
that you saw it
here,
on or something?
moving to the south and east towards once again.
Or did you
Ore
drive back
City and
home?
Dangerfield. Get ready for that. This will probably make it all the way down there to Longview, Kilgore, Marshall, Shreveport. So get ready. It doesn't look like it's stopping anytime soon. Severe thunderstorm warning also in effect for Waxahachie.
He lives
Ennis,
in
Emerald
Benbrook,
City, Athens,
but
and
he said he was in
Corsicana
Texas or Dallas right now for a
over the
makeover or
next
something.
42 minutes.
Yeah, he's in Benbrook. The storm just came through Benbrook. He had 80 mile an hour winds by his house. We did see a couple spin ups over there, so easily you could have had like 100, 120 mile an hour gust of wind anywhere through here. Saw a couple spin ups over there.
Corsicana. Gotcha.
Right on top of the radar site now, so our coverage is going to be a little more sloppy here for a minute. Or for a while, I should say a minute. This is moving its way into Dallas.
Just FYI as well,
This whole front of the
Corey,
storm.
26 minutes to the destination.
All right, so they have.
I mean, this is
we
this
now
is
have
like
a
down to
considerable
the
severe
ground,
thunderstorm warning for
perfect
Fort
coverage
Worth.
right here.
We no
Pretty much.
longer have a
It's like we're gonna have a
destructive
brief
severe-
spin up tornado right here by Grandview.
right as the winds really pick up in Fort Worth. This is a live look from a storm chaser in Fort Worth right now.
And Copic's in Fort Worth. Look at this right here, guys. See these velocities coming in? I think we're gonna have a brief spin up tornado right in here.
Yeah, we're still live. We've been live for 10 hours now.
Where is Balk Springs? Let me pull it up.
Go ahead, Andy.
Hey Ryan, watching the northeast Texas storms now. Slight area of interest near Pittsburgh, Texas, but I haven't put a yell watch out on that yet. It probably could use
Nope, it's
one,
coming, buddy.
but mostly I wanted to come
It's
over to
coming.
ask if
You have
ask the
another-
chat
you have
if anyone
another-
in Tyler, Texas has
Another
received
layer of storms
tornado
coming through
sirens,
Balk
if they're
Springs.
sounding the sirens there anywhere in Smith County. You guys are in a destructive severe thunderstorm warning, and I know that the county and cities emergency management teams sound the sirens for different thresholds. Some of them don't sound the sirens for any damaging wind, severe thunderstorm warnings, but some of them do. So I am always gathering data for anyone who happens to be there. So thank you guys for that. I see a few people saying no, but you get amber alerts. Interesting. So yeah, I'm always gathering information because it's really important to narrow down exactly, what area does what, especially in really populated areas, because that allows us to better communicate some expectations to you guys. If another event goes through this area, we could be like, oh, we know Tyler, Texas sounds the sirens for this and this, or maybe they only do it when the damaging winds look like they're coming right toward them, as opposed to maybe being more northeastward in this warning. So thank you guys for answering that.
Thank you, Andy. That's meteorologist Andy Hill. And once again, Tyler, Texas, and Longview, just to reiterate here, we do have a destructive severe thunderstorm warning coming for you. And
Expect
honestly,
120
at this
mile an hour
point,
gust of winds
you know,
coming through right here.
This is looking like one
Just
of the
east of
stronger
Cleburne, Rio
parts
Vista
of the
might
line.
could be debris
Even
signatures
stronger
from
than
brief
some of the
spin
stuff
ups
that
possibly.
we've seen a little bit farther to the west.
Seeing
So
multiple
a very
signatures of
sharp,
rotation.
Bow echo is coming through. We've got
We got a
increased
signature
velocities,
rotation
especially
here.
up
We
there
got a
around
little notch
Pittsburgh,
here.
coming towards Lone Star and Ore City.
Very
But
good
even
possibility
Tyler
we're
and
having a little
Longview, you
brief
guys are
spin
going
up
to get hit by
tornadoes
some really
happening
strong
down
winds
here.
here. And that's
I
going
don't
to
know
bring
for
about,
sure
about
100%,
half dollar
but I
size
mean,
hail,
I'm
80
seeing-
mile per hour
I'm
winds.
seeing
There's a
debris.
tornado or two possible in this line. And this is for about 500,000
Yeah,
people out
multiple
here. So
areas
get
of
ready
debris
for
here.
more power outages. We're now up to 135,000 people without power in Texas.
So, and this is heading
That
towards
big lightning strike that
Alvarado,
you just saw above
Venice.
my head there, that's coming from the virtual railfan camera in Big Sandy, Texas, which is about to get hit here by that storm as well.
These storms are really bad. I'm going to go do a brief overview here. These are the ones
go
I'm
ahead,
flashing
Yellow.
right
We've
now,
got
are like
multiple
70 mile
storm
an hour wind
reports coming in
storms.
for significant hail across the
These
Taylor
I'm
and
flashing,
Callahan
these are
County
80
area
mile an
in
hour
Texas.
plus.
The most severe is
And then Dallas is
2.5
right
inch
here in the
tennis
middle.
ball sized hail reported near
Like
Dyess Air Force
the
Base
one on
in
top,
Taylor
one
County.
coming into Dallas has got
Other recent
downgraded, but I'm
reports from
seeing
that
some
same
really
general
nasty
area
areas right here.
include golf ball sized hail
I mean,
near Clyde
expect
in Callahan
up to
County
100 mile an
and
hour,
ping
120
pong
mile
ball
an hour
sized
gusts of
hail
winds coming in
near
this area
Tye,
here,
also
possibly.
in Taylor County.
'Cause it looks like we're
With
having
some of
some
these coming
possible
in via
brief
Maine.
spin ups. We're really close to the radar site right here, so it's
All right. So there you go. So how are we doing in Weatherford?
oh yeah, radar site's like right
strongest
here. The
winds
radar
were
site's next to
definitely,
Crowley.
I'm sorry. The strongest winds occurred between Mineral Wells and Weatherford. I don't know how strong those winds continued to be in Benbrook.
Right here, the
Notice
winds
this,
are going
loop here.
70 miles an
Right
hour
as
this
the
way.
strongest winds were coming into Benbrook, things do look to have
Right here, these
kind
winds
of
are going
calmed
this
down a
way.
little
We have
bit.
like
So
an
hopefully we're
immediate
not seeing any
rotation right
damaging winds
here.
right now in Forest Hill.
So 25 miles an
at least
hour
not
one way,
considerably
70 the other way.
damaging.
So it's about like a 95 mile an hour
The storm's going to
rotation right
continue
here.
to move east. I would stay ready for damaging winds in Arlington, but things do look
Basically
a
an
little bit calmer
EF0.
now as
Spin
the
up.
storm moves past the radar site there. We continue to have a y'all watch here just in
I mean,
case
this is
for
really low to the
Grandview.
ground readings.
Get
Set
ready
like
over the
1,000
next
feet.
couple of minutes here for some very strong winds to come in and potential for a tornado. And then my focus is really shifting over here to the
Like we
Longview
got a
and
little
Tyler,
pocket right here.
Texas areas. This
Two
is
areas
where
of
the
rotation. We
strongest
got a third
part
one
of the
right
line
here.
is absolutely right now. Andy does have a y'all watch out here for Lone Star and areas in camp and
little bits of
Cass
debris
counties in
here all
Texas
over the place.
we do have some rotation here around Pittsburgh.
So it's just the
But
winds are a little
overall,
bit
just
stronger in this area than normal.
Very damaging line of winds is coming in right now to the greater Big Sandy, Tyler, and Longview and Dangerfield and Lone Star area. This is what it looks like out there in Big Sandy, Texas right now. We should be able to see
Here's
the onset
Dallas
of
and Fort
those
Worth.
damaging
Wondering
winds
where
here
we're at, but
within the next couple of minutes from this camera. Thanks to Virtual Rail Fan. Do we have any rail fanners in the chat? DIR, thanks for the 5 gifted, and congrats to all the people who have gifted memberships now. Use those emotes. Yeah, and by the way, if anybody's getting bored, we got 2 y'all. Well, we've got a y'all.
I mean,
watch
you're
out there for
basically
the
in the
Pittsburgh area.
in the meat of the storm right
So
now.
wake up.
Has the winds calmed
Getting
down
real.
yet, Roblox State President? Is it still really windy? I mean, if the wind slows down, I mean, we have more storms coming, buddy. I mean, you're safe to go to sleep. Just don't
Watch
sleep by the
out.
window, all right? Just don't go to sleep next to the window.
By the
with your
way,
head
I'm
next to the
hearing
window.
about
Like,
multiple
go to sleep in a room with no
water
walls
rescues
all the way
now
around, no
ongoing
windows.
in Dallas. So here's a reminder: turn around, don't drown.
Because the
We got
Granbury's
people
like
driving
right
into
inside the
flooded
heat of our
roadways,
storm.
and they are.
Town, including one on a vehicle
Oops, I
in New
messed
Hanover
up.
County,
Messed up,
North
Ryan. Hold on, let me
Carolina,
fix them.
and another reported in Colleton County, South Carolina. Plus, an NWS
Actually, I
employee
went way
estimated
back.
50 to 60
Let me
miles per hour
refresh them.
gusts in Carteret.
Don't listen to what y'all about saying. That was like 8 hours ago.
Yeah, go ahead, y'all. Bot. More storm reports.
We've got multiple storm reports coming in from west central Texas, Ryan.
I mean, he said he
Activity is
wants to go to
clustered in
sleep. I mean, I
Callahan
can't
County,
stop him, but just don't
especially
be,
near Clyde,
like I said, don't
with
be
reports
sleeping
of
by
golf
windows,
ball-sized
man, because
hail.
it's cranking
That's
winds out in this
1.75
area.
inches and a 61 miles per hour wind gust.
Don't go to sleep
Neighboring
next to a
Taylor
window. and
County
you're good.
also saw half-dollar-sized hail. That's 1.25 inches.
I don't.
About
I
4
think
miles
it's like
west
a
of Potosi.
0%
With all
chance
these reports
that
from the
there
last
could be a
8
tornado
minutes.
tonight that could actually destroy a house.
right.
Right? There's no way possible we can get something that strong tonight. I don't think. But like I said, we could have these little brief spin up ones that could, rip some shingles off a roof, knock down a tree, stuff like that. This area is still looking really concerning to me. We got all kinds of pockets of rotation down here.
We just got a new considerable severe thunderstorm warning
By
for
Rio Vista,
Ellis
Alvarado
Hill and
area.
Johnson counties in Texas.
Seems like
This includes
multiple little
Waxahachie.
pockets of rotation here,
This
and then little
includes places
indentation
like
coming in here.
Hillsborough, Itasca, and Italy. That's going to be for about 230,000 people out there. 1-inch hail and 70-mile-per-hour winds are going to be possible over the next 34 minutes.
Like we have a little bit of rotation right on top of Fort Worth too, not too crazy.
A destructive
pretty
severe
mild.
thunderstorm warning continues for Tyler and Longview.
Of course, we got like a big broad area rotation
Okay,
right here.
so
where Arlington,
get
but it
ready.
doesn't
It's
look
about to
too
come in
serious.
right now. We're about to
Let
be
me,
able to watch
let's
the
go over to the
onset
one-way over
of
to the
some of
east.
those winds hit to the Big Sandy area. So this is a live view from Big Sandy, Texas from Virtual Railfan.
Big Sandy, Texas. Where's Big Sandy?
Yeah, we're just a little bit away there from seeing this actually make contact with the camera.
Yeah, that's
Also,
this is
come
over
back
here
to
by
the
Tyler.
multi-view, you can see on the bottom right, that's Glen Heights. That's a camera. It's just
The
south of
Hawkins.
Dallas. So that's what it's looking like out there
Tyler.
with the storm that's coming into
Okay, so
Waxahachie.
so this camera's right in front of this line of storms about to camera through there. I mean, we have really
A
high,
new PDS
strong
severe
winds right here.
thunderstorm warning has been issued.
Case and Lone Star or City, you're about to get hit really hard by winds. Case and Lone Star or City, Hugh Springs,
All right,
and
new PDS
Dangerfield.
severe thunderstorm warning issued again for Abilene.
It looks like
Expires
like
in
thick
an
winds.
hour.
Like we
What
have
a
2 layers of
long
winds
night
coming
of
through
severe
here.
weather we're experiencing here in Abilene.
Not just one, so
we've
you're
got
probably gonna have some
another,
pretty strong winds for about 10, 15 minutes.
Severe thunderstorm warning here with a destructive tag. We're talking about 80-mile-per-hour winds. We're talking about
I mean, these
tennis
winds
ball
are
size
really
hail continuing
cranking.
to
These
wreak
might
havoc
be
across
80 mile an hour or
Merkle,
stronger,
Ty,
possibly,
Abilene,
because we're looking at these
Clyde,
signatures
Baird,
right
and
here.
Putnam.
Like,
We've
these
also
are
got
really,
significant flash
these are
flooding
really
happening
rolling
out
over
here.
like a rolling pin right here. So it's going to multiply
So
the
get to
the
shelter in
velocities that you're
Abilene.
going to feel from
If
this.
you haven't already, take shelter as if this was a tornado warning.
Let's
Okay?
actually take a 3D view of this.
Go back over to Big Sandy, Texas, where the winds are starting to pick up now, but still don't see anything crazy just yet. They should be. I mean, we should be getting pretty close here.
Pittsburgh. I'm not seeing it on the 3D view though.
So what we will see unfold on this camera is what
I'm
we
about
can
to check
expect
again in a little bit.
to
'Cause
see
it's a
in
bit behind.
Gladewater and Union Grove next.
It'd be right in this area.
It's
here,
also
Lone
similar
Star.
to what's
Gilmer,
happening in
where's
Gilmer and what will eventually be coming into Longview.
Gilmer. It's kind of a ways back, it looks like. So Gilmer's right here. Storm's moving up. So this is from like 5 minutes ago.
Ryan, got one for you out of Camp County,
So
Texas.
this is
near
basically our
Pittsburgh.
front,
This was about
front
13
force
minutes
of the
ago.
winds here.
Emergency management reported some thunderstorm wind damage, specifically a tree down on a house about 3.5 miles southwest of Pittsburgh.
All right, so some significant damage coming out of the
Kind
Pittsburgh
of see it,
area.
right? We have
This is,
two
the
layers here.
place
We
that,
have one
you know,
layer of
we're saying
velocities
y'all
here and
watch
another
out
one right
for.
here.
Not just for the, you know,
Basically,
the very real,
these winds could be
possibility of us
rolling over
having,
and basically
you know,
making the winds a
some
lot
damaging winds here,
stronger.
but also a potential
Kind
tornado.
of see where we have like
We've got a tree down
horizontal
on a house, so we've got
rotation
significant
coming
damage
through here.
with that. And that's
So
coming
you're
down
gonna
into
see much
Ore
stronger
City and
winds in these
Lone
areas.
Star next. So really strong winds right now in Concord and Gilmer, moving into Ore City, Smyrna, Jackson. Get ready for that in the greater Longview
very high
area
chance of
here
much
soon.
stronger winds in this area.
Winds are about
for
to
sure.
hit Tyler, Texas as well. It looks to me
Right
like the
in
winds
through
that will
here.
hit Tyler, Texas maybe are slightly less strong, but they're still going to be really strong as they come in. Probably pretty similar to whatever we see here on the Big Sandy camera here from Virtual Railfan. Still got power out
Hey,
there.
I
so that's a
appreciate
good
all
sign,
the
but
likes or anything we
big-time
get,
winds
guys.
are just now starting to come
My
in.
voice is going hoarse. I've been streaming all day. I went for 6 hours and then I took a break for like 30 minutes. And I came back. I got drinks up. Ryan Hall
Would it be
has
safe to
a
go to
view
bed
of Sandy
near
here.
Gilmer? I mean, if you're fine with whatever's going on in Gilmer right now, then yeah, go ahead, because it's only going to get better from here. The strongest part of the storm is hitting Gilmer at this very moment and within the next 10 minutes. Somebody just typed that. If you're actually in Gilmer, somebody's just like literally in the middle of a 70-mile-per-hour wind gust being like, let me ask this guy if I can go to bed.
Oh, they're a bit south.
Yeah, if you're fine with what's going on right now, you're good.
Big
man.
Sandy
go to
south
sleep.
of the worst winds. This Gilmer's right here. The worst winds are up here. But we'll probably see some winds down there for sure in Big Sandy. Yeah, here's Big Sandy. The winds aren't that bad down there. I mean, they're definitely blowing, right? We do have some winds through here.
Yeah, I still don't see Brandon on my thing.
Worst part of the storm's up here by Cason and Lone Star, Hugh Springs, Dangerfield, Avenger. That's where we're
He's
getting the
gone.
strongest winds here.
Ugh.
But hey, at least we got a camera we can look at, right? See what happens out in Big Sandy.
Still got power in Big Sandy, Texas. That's good. That's good news.
Something trying to happen up here in Cason.
So what we're seeing here is about what we're going to see in Gladewater and Union Grove here soon. And then this is what we're looking at out there in Fort Worth still. This is what Brandon Kopic's driving through.
Yeah, let's go look at Fort Worth. We haven't been over there in a minute. I'm really not worried about seeing Big Sandy, to be honest. It's kind of down
Oh, did
here
I
a
just make
ways.
y'all yawn? I'm sorry.
I mean, if we get a good view and it's really gusting, I'll take a closer look at it. I want to go back to Dallas. My goodness. Look at,
Yeah, there's some sort of
hey, this is
glitch
good, though.
going
The
on
worst
with
of
the
it's going
transporter
south
that it's
of
not
Fort Worth
pushing
and
it
Dallas.
for
So it looks
some
like
odd reason.
Dallas is kind of
Must have
dodging a
just
bullet
happened.
again. I mean, I can't really say they're dodging a bullet. Like we still got some storms coming through up here in Dallas, but it's just not as bad as what's happening down here, right? So I guess technically
back
you could
to
say Dallas dodged another bullet.
The Big Sandy, Texas camera. We're continuing to watch the severe storm
Whereas down
go
here
through
is
there. Once
where
again,
our
what we're
biggest,
seeing here is
strongest
what's coming for
velocities
you
are.
in Tyler and Longview. It's going to start in Tyler before it starts in Longview. So get ready for
So
that.
our
We've
biggest,
got
strongest
some,
winds are
isolated
coming down
damage
through
reports
here.
coming out. Some more
Covington,
serious
Grandview
damage
is
reports
pretty
are
much
coming out near
in the middle of it.
Pittsburgh and Gilmer area.
Whitney,
So,
Hillsborough,
the
Carl's
strongest winds
Corner,
right now are coming into
Ithaca,
Ore City.
Milford, Italy,
So get ready for
Forston,
that.
you're on deck. It's coming towards you.
We got trees down on a house and all that kind of stuff.
At least these aren't like big old double-decker winds like over up there by Big Sandy.
I
Real
agree, Ryan,
fan
as a
cam
Texan.
doing real
Might
fan
as well be.
things.
I say all the town names perfectly. So
Big Sandy.
I call myself
Looks like a
Texan.
rain shower in Big Sandy. You don't look too crazy.
Severe thunderstorm warning.
Plum
continues
wild
for
right here,
Longview
guys.
and
Plum
Tyler here
wild.
for the next little bit. Stay in those safe spots indoors and away from windows. We no longer have a severe thunderstorm warning for Dallas or Fort Worth. What we do have, though, is a flash flood warning. And
Oh,
we
these are
do have some
next
reports
notched
of
down. These
water
are only
rescues
regular
going on out there.
severe.
So pretty serious stuff. Severe storms continue for
So
Abilene.
70-mile-an-hour wind gust quarter
And
size
we're
hail,
going to
right?
continue
There's
to
a
watch
big
the
difference
storm go
between
down towards
70 and
Longview
80
and
mile an
Tyler.
hour.
Weather intensity
right?
score is at a record low for the day.
Nobody wants to get hit by
65.
80
So
mile an
things
hour
are
winds
starting to
or
calm
higher.
down.
I feel like you can still keep some power with
But
70 mile an hour
we
winds.
still got a very dangerous storm heading down towards Tyler and Kilgore and Longview. Okay.
This is where
So
our
we're
biggest
gonna
winds are
stick
here.
with you
This is
guys,
south
of
of
course.
Fort Worth. Right along this blue
Somebody
line
asked
right
earlier,
here is where
what is the weather
biggest
intensity
nasty
score?
winds
It's
are
just a
coming
number
through.
that represents how intense the weather is in the United
You
States
kind
right
of
now.
see the area where the storm's
All
really
the warnings
cranking.
and active storm chasers and reports that are coming in and observations, all that data gets pushed into a script.
So
that
it's looking good though
runs
up
a really
here.
long algorithm, and it spits out a number every minute, and that's what we call the weather
I mean, you're
intensity
still
score. It
going to
really
get a
helps
whole
us-
bunch of rain and winds up in Dallas,
It
but
really
we're
helps us
talking
here
like
with our internal
way less
operations, and
severe,
we're not
right?
gonna share that with you
than
guys.
what's
so
going
you
on
guys
down there
just
or
know
way
it. You
over out
can
by
use it for whatever
Big
you want.
Sandy.
You know what? I don't know what a
Way
100
less severe.
or what a 65 weather intensity score means for you, but you've got it, so you can make that decision for yourself.
Trying to do something naughty right here at Maypro, it looks like. We'll keep an eye on that. Go back over near Big Sandy. Oh, wrong radar, wrong radar.
What is the scale of the score? There is no scale. There's no cap. We've seen it as high as 700 before during a big tornado outbreak in March. So it's just literally the higher the number,
A new PDS severe
the
thunderstorm
more
warning
plumb
has been
wild it
issued.
is.
So we still have double-decker winds coming through. Lone Star is literally getting hit right now by the first blast. It's like we got quite a bit of winds already out here
PDS
by
severe
Dangerfield
thunderstorm
News,
warning
too.
has
And then we
been
got the two
issued
big
here
layers of
for,
wind coming through here right after.
Camp Cass,
Avenger,
Cherokee, Craig,
Lassater,
Harrison,
Lassiter,
Marion, Morris,
guys are on deck.
Nacogdoches,
Hughes,
Panola, Rusk,
Dangerfield,
Shelby,
Case
Smith,
just about to
Titus,
get
Upshur,
hammered by
and
these
Wood
winds.
counties in Texas. So we've got another 500,000 people in the path here of 80-mile-per-hour winds
Got a new warning here instead of
as
this
the
one.
storm goes down into Tyler, and then Kilgore,
80
then
mile an hour
Longview,
wind
then
gusts,
Marshall,
quarter
then
size
Henderson,
hail, what we just
Jacksonville,
popped
Carthage,
down.
Mount Enterprise, and Rusk. So y'all get ready. This is our big Boeing line
But
segment.
yeah,
that's
this
now
still continues to look like the
about to hit
absolute
Tyler and
worst part of the
Longview, but
storm
then
coming
also
through
all
here.
those other places. So 500,000 people still under a severe thunderstorm warning, of destructive caliber severe thunderstorm warning for the next hour.
Look at our power outages. It's been a minute. All right, so last refresh,
Yeah,
we had
we got a ton of damage
115,000 people
reports
or
in,
houses.
but nothing crazy. Like, once again, I think we've seen
115,000
a
houses
lot
without
of
power in Texas
trees
last
down, and we've seen some
update
power
at
outages. We've seen some
10:27
trampolines
p.m.
get
It is
flipped
now-
over, some garbage cans knocked down the
It's
street.
now
But
11:08.
we haven't seen any neighborhoods decimated or anything like that. So,
Oh
you
my
know,
goodness! So we had
I'll take
another
it as a win.
30,000 people lose power in the
It's not
last
done
half
yet.
an
I think
hour,
we're about to see
sadly.
some more damage reports come out of the Longview area. So, you know, we're not going to celebrate a win or anything, but definitely
Looks like Wood
Hope-
County
hoping
just
that this
recently
is,
lost power at
going to turn
3,400
out to be
houses.
not a worst case scenario. You know what I mean?
Dallas County's up to 25,000 houses. Tarrant County's up to 16,000 houses without power.
Hey,
Big hitters.
I want to say a huge shout out to everybody that's been super supportive today.
Johnson County's
Apparently,
right.
over
This is where
past
one of the
little
big
bit, there's
storms
been
is at here in
29 of
Johnson
you
County. We
submit
got
super chats.
4,300 houses
y'all,
without
can
power.
you tell us about those real quick?
Another
Ryan, we've got an
7,500
absolute
in Parker.
tsunami of support to acknowledge from 29 amazing super chats. Huge thanks to Mercenary Grip. Your coverage got their daughter and granddaughter into their Texas safe room. Bree Lee with her power out in Joshua,
Here in northern
Texas,
Texas,
is
I was
asking about
underneath
storms
a
near
tornado
Abilene.
warning for an
And
hour,
Unbiased
Psycho. How you
Potato
doing,
has a
buddy?
radar app question. Big thanks also to
Heavenly
Curtis Biggs
Rave.
and Reticle for the spicy weather support. Plus,
Grayson County.
Kenton Wright, B. Monty, Joanna Glover, Shelby Morrison, Edwin Yoder.
I
Nick's
believe it.
Cozy Gaming from Sweden, and all the other wonderful folks from our previous summaries.
Here's
We
Dallas right
appreciate
here. This
every
is
one of you.
Dallas. Here's
Yeah,
around
seriously,
Dallas.
thank you for all the support. I always go back and read the super chats after the
Nothing
stream
but a
if I don't
big
get to
bunch
read
of
them on
mean
the
storms
stream.
out here.
It's really easy. YouTube makes it easy to do that, so I appreciate the support. Seriously.
So looking like our most violent area is near Avenger and Lassiter on
Can
deck.
Indiana go to sleep?
Hugh Springs and Dangerfield, you're about to feel
Nope.
the force of these 80-mile-an-hour winds. Double-decker ones.
No, I'm kidding. You can. There's nothing going on in Indiana. There's a couple rain showers out there, but nothing crazy.
And we still have winds wrapping down along down
We
through
do
here,
have a
too,
strong
so
storm
it's
out
not
here in
gonna be-
Missouri, west of Poplar Bluff.
I mean, this is still going to
trying
be
to
pretty
bring in
intense
some,
winds down here, right? You're still going to see
Some 1-inch
60
hail
to
and
80
60
mile an hour
mile
winds
per hour
down here.
winds to the greater Butler, Carter, and
through
Wayne
here.
counties area.
But the worst
And
of it,
then
yeah, still
there's
looks
a
like it's
decent
going to be
little
up
storm
here.
down here in Mississippi too. This one's moving into Hattiesburg.
Little Rock, Arkansas.
So get ready for that. We've got some 60 mile per hour winds coming together with that one. I'm going to load it up here. We'll watch that come into Hattiesburg. This is what it looks like right now in Hattiesburg. As the severe thunderstorm comes in. Once again, 60 mile per hour winds. That's the main thing. Lots of lightning.
Got
with
something
that.
trying to happen right here on top of Ithaca.
29,000
Something's
people are
happening
under
here.
that severe thunderstorm warning. 500,000 under this one over here.
We might have a
for
brief
Tyler,
spin up
Longview, and
happening right
Marshall.
here on top of Ithaca.
Oh, they just issued a new severe thunderstorm warning over there in Mississippi, by the way. For
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we have a
Lamar and
tornado on the
Marion
ground in
counties.
Ithaca, most likely. That's another debris signature here. Just a little baby spin up tornado. You should already be inside your house away from the windows. It's like we got a little debris signature down it. Got a little inflow notch here. It's really weak, right?
Can I go to sleep in Hawaii?
70 mile an hour by
Yeah.
35. So
Yeah, the
basically
storm's
like
past
a
you now.
9,500 mile an hour rotation right here. Tearing up a little bit of stuff here. How high are we up here? What's that, 1,900 feet?
Can we give it up for the tornado sniffer, by the way? He's been behind the storm, but it's actually a miracle that he's made it.
No, another little notch
like,
cranking
Brad
up right
Arnold,
down here south of
you know,
Ithaca.
Brad Arnold is in Dallas now, okay?
Yeah, you got a little
And
pocket of velocity starting
earlier
to
in
pick
the
up here
stream,
too.
he was
And see
up
how it's
here.
really reaching out, touching right in here.
Brad has traveled like
Looks like we're having
400
another little
miles.
brief spin right here south of Ithaca.
And he's been just behind the storm the whole time. I bet that's been frustrating for him, but he went back to go get that
Two little
tornado
baby
up
F-Zeros,
there,
guys. Nothing
you know,
to
in the
worry about.
panhandle
It's
of
just a gust
Texas,
of wind.
and just barely got let the
They don't even
derecho
need a
or
tornado
the,
warning
the
because it
line of
already
storms
has
get
80
ahead of
mile
it.
an hour winds, really.
Yeah, we got to get him a sniffer bot. It probably would be a funny element to like the chaser streams if we could get like something like y'all bot that interpreted the radar and also his navigation and tried to give him like advice on which roads to take. That'd probably be pretty funny.
Look, our degree signature only goes up to like 4,000 feet here. Just really, like, just a little baby one.
Hey, Dane Dixon or Denise Dixon, thank you so much for becoming a moderate risker. Can Antarctica go to sleep? Yeah, I think you're good out there. Thanks for checking in. Let's see here. Glad I found your channel, Ryan. I just
circled
you.
you.
Thank
It's
you so much.
It's a little nasty.
If you
right
like
now.
the coverage today, please subscribe to the channel. We've got this is what we do. This is what Andy and Y'allbot and I do. That we go live whenever stuff hits the fan, and we do this for severe weather, tornado outbreaks, hurricanes,
little pockets
blizzards,
of like
the whole
9,500 mile an hour gusts right here.
So if you want to consider hitting that subscribe button, turn notifications on. We might be live.
Whitney, you are just
soon,
about to get hit by these
but,
big winds. I mean, they're literally hugging you.
You always get a notification as long as you turn those on.
It's knocking on the door, Whitney. The winds are right there.
And yeah, the weather app that I'm using, the one that Brandon Kopic uses, and all these guys.
Hillsboro, you're up too. Hillsboro, you're about to get hit.
There's a link in my description if you want it.
Big winds. Carl's Corner as well. Well, I guess Carl's Corner's a tree house because I don't see any houses there.
Ryan, check this one out from the viewers. Quanky has a really interesting question and asks, what do the different colors of lightning mean?
I don't think they really mean anything. They're just lightning. So, some of them might look different due to different elements of the atmosphere and like particles of air that are between you and the lightning strike. And
this storm's really carrying the winds pretty good.
Just appear different because of the camera that we're looking at. But I don't think that they really mean anything.
Hey Ryan, TKDBB4 in the chat has a great question about WeatherWise. They're asking, is there a way to pin a location on WeatherWise?
Let me check you guys
Sounds
out.
like they're trying to keep an eye on Longview for some friends. Maybe you can show them how or talk about that feature.
Grandview, Texas.
Yeah, in WeatherWise, if you want to add a location and you want to pin it, you have to make an account. So in order to use WeatherWise, like we really made it low friction, right? There's no friction.
Grandview, you're in the beef of the storm right now.
Account. But you do have to make an account if you want to pin a location. Because obviously it uses a database.
Yeah, I mean,
go over here.
I'm guessing you just got hit by a bunch of winds at Grandview, but it looks like
add a new location, and you can name it.
Mostly just heavy rain and thunderstorms for a while.
Just move this around.
There's a couple more storms back here. You may get hit by some gusts of winds later on, but you look good in Grandview.
And that's your house.
Just don't sleep next to any windows, right? If you got a couch, go somewhere where you're away from the windows.
And then you can make the marker like. You can change the marker to like.
Hey, so you get some more big blasts of wind while you're asleep
or whatever. Hit save, and now that marker will always
what was
be
next?
there. And,
Colorado Springs.
Every time you log in, you'll be able to see that. So if you want Mom's house on there,
who was in Kaufman County?
You can do that.
Kimmy Doll, how
and
you doing? Welcome
to
to the stream. Let me check
Kaufman County. Is you can go into that marker and actually turn on alerts. So if a severe thunderstorm warning is issued for that marker,
Kaufman County, the same as Kaufman, Texas,
on your phone. And if Andy ever issues a Y'all Watch for your marker, you would get a push alert
Southeast
for that.
Dallas.
some really cool stuff too. Like even just, hey, a lightning strike is within
Kaufman
X amount of
County, where's
miles from
Kaufman?
here. Like we're going to be able to send you notifications.
I
for
mean,
that.
you
So
got a
that's not
lot of
ready yet,
storms to
but,
come through
you know, it's
Kaufman.
coming
This
in the
big
future,
blast of wind
potentially.
still
So,
might come through Kaufman, so there's a very high chance you'll see
yeah,
80
that's over
mile an
there on
hour
the
winds from
WeatherWise
Kaufman
app.
in the next hour or two. It could
Yeah,
die
Yalmo,
out,
go ahead
but
with that storm report.
Hey Ryan, got one
I would
for ya.
definitely
About 9
expect
minutes ago,
at least
law
50
enforcement
to 80 mile
reported
an
some
hour
thunderstorm
winds
wind
in
damage
Kaufman in the
over near
next,
Murfreesboro.
I'd say
That's
the
in
next
Jackson County, Illinois.
2 to 3 hours for sure.
Sounds like they've got trees
But
down,
yeah,
power
same
lines
thing
down,
goes.
and
Don't
even a
sleep
box
next to the
trailer
window.
flipped over along Highway
Stay away from
149.
windows.
Dang. So pretty.
Right now, like our worst storms, we're seeing like 80 mile an hour winds here. Was our
pretty significant
flash
damage
our-
reports
our-
still
our
coming in
severe
out there.
I'm sorry. Our our severe destructive ones right over here, like our worst storm.
Long views getting hit right now in Tyler. How are you guys doing out
And
there?
this one here, we're
Looks to me
still
like that
seeing
Boeing
70 mile an hour winds or
I'd say
so up
that
here,
the
but I'm
strong winds are
seeing
gonna
a
be
couple
pretty,
like little
significant.
brief spin ups
in
here, so we
Longview
might see a
especially.
gust of 100 mile an hour winds here in the front of these storms, anywhere from 80 to 90 possible brief spin up. But other than that, yeah,
Hey,
I
Joey
mean,
Myers, thank you so much
it's
for
coming your way towards Kaufman. Not quite though. It looks like it's going to go south of
I'd say you're
Kaufman. To be
exhausted.
honest, let me play it through here. I'm gonna say for the most part, I think Kaufman's going to be pretty good. I think
The
probably the
sirens
worst
are
we'll see
going
is like
off in
40, 50
Longview.
mile an hour
Good.
winds in Kaufman.
Good. You've got
Because
very
the
strong
stronger
winds coming
storm,
in right
it's
now.
staying south of you, I believe. Yeah, see, there's Kaufman. It's pretty much staying south of you.
We do have a destructive severe thunderstorm.
Can't promise you
warning in
nothing
effect
though.
for
I just don't
Longview,
know
meaning
the
that
way
there
these
could be
storms have
80
been
mile
tonight.
per
They've
hour
kind of
winds
taken
coming
off
in.
all over the place. But
You want to take shelter for
I
that?
mean,
just
you're
as if
in
you were
you're
under a
in the
tornado
mess.
warning, and
Like
the
there's
same
storms
goes for
all
everybody
around you.
just
So.
beyond this. So Jefferson, Marshall,
Can't you see more?
Beckville, Henderson, Jacksonville.
All right, what's next? El
White House,
Paso,
and of course Tyler.
Killeen.
Take
Let's go to
shelter. This is
Killeen.
going to be a dangerous, damaging line of storms as it comes through. They do sirens for high winds. Yeah, sometimes if they're expected to be really high, like not always.
You're way down there.
This warning that we have here, the destructive severe thunderstorm
You're
warning, is not
perfectly
something
fine
that's
in
issued very
Killeen. Let me
often.
check at our national weather radar real quick. Right,
So it's got as much
completely say that.
weight to it as a tornado warning, essentially.
There's absolutely nothing south of Waco, pretty much. And let me pull up one more thing for tell you you're done. Let me look at our convections for tonight. You might see some rain tonight though. Or could be a possibility of some rains down there, but basically if you're in this area right
The
here,
wind is insane in Itasca, Texas right now.
you're inside of this red or purple. This is where you want to be
And it's
concerned
going to
about
continue
winds
to,
tonight.
to get
for the rest
worse
of the evening.
as it goes down towards White House, Overton.
But yeah, you should be
or
perfectly fine
City.
in
I do
Killeen.
think probably the
highly
strongest
recommend it.
winds
You just might
are
see some
probably
strong
hitting
thunderstorms, nothing
Harleton
crazy,
right
right?
now.
No,
Next in
like
line,
crazy
Marshall and
winds down there.
Scottsdale.
All right, what's next? I feel like I missed some. El Paso? Denise, you want to know about El Paso? I was in the Army in El Paso like 20 years ago.
What features are available with Y'all
I
Mode?
love El
If
Paso.
you
That
get premium
town is
for Y'all
awesome.
Mode, it's mostly the cosmetic stuff, so it makes
El
your
Paso
app
has
look
the
like
best
mine.
weather.
It gives you my map style, which it's been a really long time
Nothing
making.
in El Paso.
It gives you the color tables that I use for velocity and all that good stuff, and it also makes your
Man,
polygons.
I never had any
look
sinus
like mine.
problems in El Paso. That is
And
my
then,
favorite town I ever
the
lived
cherry
in.
on top, the big one is when Andy
I
Hill
live in
issues
Ohio
a
now,
Y'all
but-
Watch, you can see that in your app. That's an added perk there. Now you're
San
always going to be able to
Angelo.
see it here on my stream, of course, but
I think that's down
if you
south.
actually
ain't
want
it?
to zoom in on it and look at it and interact with it on an app, you can do that with the Y'all Mode in,
I'm not sure where
in
San
the
Angelo
WeatherWise
is.
app.
San Antonio. Wait, that's San Angelo over here. Hold on. I'm learning Texas pretty good, man. Doing all this weather stuff.
Lone Star and Dangerfield, the biggest part of the winds went just to your south, and it's still storming there, but it's about to.
Am I getting hot or
A
cold?
new
Am I near
PBS
San
severe
Angelo?
thunderstorm warning has been
Give
issued.
it about 20 more minutes, and we should be good. A new PDS severe thunderstorm warning was just issued over here for areas south of Waxahachie, so we've actually got a big uptick in winds over here between Itasca
San Angelo's
and
good.
Waxahachie.
You might see some rain, but you don't have to worry
This is
about
over
the
here
big
near
winds in San
Maypearl,
Angelo.
moving down towards Milford.
All these big storms are north of
Carl's
you.
Corner, and then this is going to go down towards Blooming Grove and Dawson. So New PDS severe
And
thunderstorm
Angelo
warning. We've got
did.
80-mile-per-hour winds coming up for 15,000
Yes.
people out here in Ellis Hill
I
and
was
Navarro
in
counties
the Army in Oklahoma
Texas.
and in El Paso. Both places. I was in Fort Sill, Oklahoma. Oklahoma's the ugliest state I've ever been in. El Paso is my favorite city
Take
of all
shelter now. Once again, as if this was a tornado warning.
time. Oklahoma's so
Abilene, you guys will
bad. I just
still getting
remember
palm
like
smacked,
tying my boots out in the drill pad, and it's like
by some
it's all
strong storms
nice,
out
6
here.
degrees. Next thing you know, a
Another
big blast of
round is
wind hits,
coming in.
it drops like 30
Look at
degrees, and I
that.
get
You just
dirt in
got hit
my
by your
eyes.
fourth storm.
And the whole
Fifth
place
one
just
coming in
looks
right
like
here.
poop and clay all
Another big
over.
round
and
of
there's
heavy
like
rain's
nothing
gonna
green.
come
It's just
through, and
really
it's gonna,
depressing in
just
Oklahoma in
add
the winter.
to the considerable flash
That's
flood
my
warning that we
that's
already
how I
have in place.
that's my thoughts on
Life-threatening flash
Oklahoma.
flooding's already going on around Abilene. More
I mean,
is
I guess
coming.
Oklahoma's
Get
kind of
ready
nice
for
in
it.
the summer,
We
right?
also
But
have a
man, it's really
considerable
ugly
severe
there in the winter.
thunderstorm warning in Missouri. Look at this.
Yeah.
These storms out here are actually getting pretty nuts. Out
No,
here
I
in
absolutely love
Missouri,
El
over here near
Paso. I was
Poplar
there for
Bluff.
a
We've
year.
got 70-mile-per-hour winds
And
Atlantic
it
Channel coming
never
in.
rained
So
once.
get
And
ready
like
for that. It's
inside
gonna
of the
be pretty
window
nasty
seals
as it
inside the
comes
barracks, you'd have
into
like
your
dirt build
area.
up on the window seal. And the window was shut. And it just like somehow they got through. It was so neat. But the very last day I was in El Paso, it rained like it was flooded everywhere.
So yeah, we're gonna keep an eye on this obviously as the storm gets closer.
Can't remember when that was. I think it was in the summer.
This is what it looks like out there in Poplar Bluff.
I've never been to
Thanks the
California.
Cyclone Port Network for this pretty amazing view.
I was up in Fort Lewis in Washington. Technically, you could say I flew over California, but I've never been there.
Yeah, so up to 70-mile-per-hour winds.
I've never
is
been
getting
to
ready cross
Dallas
over here
either. Like
between,
I
Elsinore
stopped
and
there on
Greenville.
the flight to El
Also,
Paso,
Cape
but I never
Girardeau.
got to go
There's a
anywhere in
severe
Dallas.
thunderstorm warning in effect for you guys.
So Carl's Corner
as
and
the storms come up
Hillsboro,
towards
you're
your
on
neck of the
deck.
woods as
Big
well.
strong winds coming through.
Yeah, that's a
Milford,
pretty
Italy,
nice-looking shelf cloud
Horston,
tucked
big
away in
winds.
there.
Can't remember which airport that has nowhere to charge your phone. I don't know if it was Charlotte or Texas, but I remember one airport, there was not a single place to plug in your phone, but this was back in the early 2000s, right?
Am I going to be live tomorrow?
I just remember being in one airport.
Probably,
I couldn't
probably
find anywhere
not.
to charge my phone. They like had all the outlets
Here's
missing.
the outlook
everywhere.
for today. This is the day 2 outlook.
Now it's
We
like
do
they
a
have
slight
like
risk of
phone
severe weather
chargers
out
on all
here.
the seats and everything now. But
The tornado threat is.
this is back when I had a
pretty
flip
low.
phone
We
back
got
in
2%
2001,
up here in
too.
Ohio and Pennsylvania, another 2% down here from Mississippi up to North and South Carolina. So tomorrow will be one of those days where it's possible that we might, because there's so many people involved, we might be in
This storm's
standby
still
mode for a
cranking
short
along
period of
here.
time. And if the weather intensity score was to, for whatever reason, shoot up over 120, we might go live. Or if it looks like that's going to happen, we might go live.
Hazard, 70
I'm
mile
gonna
an
say
hour
that
wind
it's
gust,
not
quarter size
likely
hail
that
still to
we'll go
come
live
here.
tomorrow. There's a better chance that we'll do a video potentially, or there's even a chance
Yeah,
that
I
we'll just take
love
a
El
break
Paso.
tomorrow.
It's just so beautiful in El
Because
Paso.
we've been pretty busy here.
I like
and
how
we'll get
you
right
can
back on the
actually
grind
grow
to those,
grass there.
daily videos.
And,
It's-
just all the rocks.
maybe we
and
won't have a bunch
just
of
pretty.
live
It's
streams
really
coming
pretty in
up
El
here
Paso,
soon.
I think.
But yeah, that's right now. I would say that I'm not going to go live tomorrow, but subscribe, turn notifications on just in case. Severe thunderstorm warnings in effect for Eastland County in Texas.
The Lone Star,
As this,
Ore
dangerous
City,
storm continues to
Avenger,
move off to the
Lasada
east. We've
all got
70
blasted by the
mile-per-hour
winds.
winds associated with that.
Berea, Jefferson, you're on deck. These big winds are coming through next.
Destructive severe thunderstorm warning continues.
Linden,
for
you're about to
Blooming
get
Grove,
blasted.
Dawson,
Looks like
and
you might have
Hubbard.
already got blasted by these.
Very strong winds coming out
Douglasville
of
just
Grandview
got
and
hit.
Maypearl, coming towards Milford, Texas.
Lodi,
Merton, Blooming
Smithland,
Grove,
you're all up
Dawson.
next. Marshall
Get ready for
doesn't
it.
look like it's as bad down in here
And then,
still,
yes,
but I'm sure we're
the
probably
destructive
still
winds
going to get some
continue
winds.
over
Let's see
here
what
in
it
East
says right
Texas.
here.
They're about to make it into Jefferson and Marshall.
Same thing, says 80
And
mile an
we're
hour
really
wind gust,
cranking right
quarter
now
size
in
hail.
Longview and Kilgore.
So we're still expected to see 80 mile an hour wind gusts through here. That's what
Yeah,
it's
the
telling
sirens
me.
are going
I don't
off
know
in
if it's
Longview.
still that
That's because
strong, but
there's
it's
a
saying 80 mile
tornado-like
an hour
winds
wind
coming
gusts
in
down through
with
here.
this destructive severe thunderstorm, okay?
What's DFW? Tyler? Tyler already got hit, I believe. Yeah, or if you're in Tyler, it's probably
Will it
raining
die
like
out? Yeah,
crazy
these
right now.
storms will
You're
die out at
literally
some
in the
point.
middle of the monster
I
storm.
think that
The wind, it's probably not nearly as windy in
that
Tyler,
point
but you
will
start getting
be,
lots of heavy rain and thunder. Oh, Dallas Fort
they're
Worth.
really going to start dying out
Yeah,
about right now.
We got storms in Dallas Fort Worth still.
But it'll take a while for them to die out.
Nothing crazy
So
though.
it could
Like
be
it looks really light up here.
3
Fort
a.m. or so
Worth's
before
really lightened up, mostly
they're
rain
really
showers.
kind of
Got a little
going
bit
away, and then they
more
won't be
chunky
completely
thunderstorms
gone
coming through
until
Dallas,
6 a.m.
but nothing too crazy. Let me see what kind of warning we have there. I only have the really strong ones turned on right now.
So they will be below
Let me turn on the regular ones.
the
Wow,
threshold.
we don't even
to
have a
where
severe
we
warning in
care
Dallas
about them
now,
a
so you're
whole lot.
good. Nothing to worry about in Dallas now.
Probably within an hour or two.
Nothing to worry about in Dallas or Fort Worth. The thunderstorms are weak. Our strong ones are down here by
Also,
Hillsboro.
huge shout out to meteorologist
Corsicana-
Andy Hill for being here
Corsicana.
today. He's helped us out a
You can
lot.
see all the
We
big
got
strong
some
winds
early
right here
call-outs
coming
on
through.
some tornado warnings. Thanks to
Carl's Corner and
meteorologist
Hillsboro
Andy
is
Hill's
just about to get
analysis.
hit. You guys are about to get
He
hit
is
hard.
calling it a night. All right, so everybody say.
So right
thank
here
you
where
to
we got
Andy
them
for being
blues
here with
and
us today.
greens, you can probably see 80 up to a max of possibly 100-mile-an-hour gust in this area. Max 100, but most likely just around 70, 80. See what it has listed here. The 70-mile-an-hour wind gust. Okay. 70 along here. Max like a 90 to 100 if we have a little brief spin up tornado there.
Yeah, this
We've
shower
had
cloud
we've
that's
had
coming into
lots
Poplar
of
Bluff is
spin
actually
up
pretty
action
wild.
here. Like we definitely had some 90-mile-an-hour winds here in Ithaca in the last 10, 15 minutes, and it's coming towards Carl's Corner. This area maintains like this little area where it's like constantly spinning up here too. So we can see like anywhere from up to 95
All right,
to
I'm
100-mile-an-hour wind
going
gusts
to
there.
really quickly put y'all bot back up here, and I'm gonna go. I gotta go for a couple seconds, and I'll be right back.
Right here where we see these little bright green spots right in here. It's where we got a quick little big spin up of wind.
Oh yeah, audio.
Toka.
Audio. Y'all bot. Daggone it. All right, we're gonna listen to y'all bot. I'll be right
Taking
back.
this seriously. Expect hail damage to
Oh, yeah,
vehicles,
y'all
a
bot's
whole lot of
coming
tree
on.
damage, and wind damage to mobile homes, roofs, and even
Y'all bot's my
outbuildings.
future wife.
So for your safety, get inside a sturdy building, and please stay away from those windows. We'll keep an eye on it and bring you the latest.
I love y'all bot. She has such a cute personality.
Just in from the National Weather Service, we've got a severe thunderstorm warning for parts of central and north central Texas, including
Doesn't really look like
northeastern
anything's
McLennan,
happening out here near
northwestern
Toka.
Limestone, Hill, southern Ellis,
Got,
and
like,
Navarro
maybe
counties.
Slide a bit
These
more rain
dangerous
showers.
storms
That's about
are
it.
currently located
Nothing else
along
big
a line
coming.
from near Palmer to Italy to Aquila Lake,
Toka looks good.
moving east at 40 miles per hour, packing 70-mile-per-hour wind
We
gusts
did have some
and
thunderstorms
quarter-size
up
hail.
here that went through
Expect
Tulsa, but they're not
considerable
really
damage
big.
to
They're pretty
trees,
small.
vehicles, mobile homes, roofs,
Little baby
and
storms up here in
outbuildings.
Tulsa.
This warning impacts communities like Corsicana,
Yeah, they're really
Alma,
small now.
Bardwell, and areas along
Really tiny
Interstate
storms.
35 and Interstate 45. This warning is in effect until
The storms down in
1:15
Texas are
a.m.
massive
CDT.
still.
So for the next 45 minutes, get
Yeah,
inside a
take a
sturdy
look- we'll do a
structure
3D view of
and
these
stay
storms right
away
here.
from windows for your protection.
Pretty sure these things are absolutely huge still. Oh yeah, these things are 60,000 feet easily down here.
Okay, checking our camera and
One that's
Poplar
about
Bluff.
to hit
There's a
Harrelsboro.
severe thunderstorm warning
Big
nearby
old
with a
monster storms.
considerable thunderstorm damage threat. We're watching for any lightning activity.
Kind of still have these double-decker velocities right here. Got the red and green. Basically, the storm's rolling over itself here on the outer edge. That's why we're getting such strong winds.
Okay, checking our camera at Camp Barkley.
Like the
A
winds are
severe
coming down
thunderstorm
and then
warning
going
is
down this
nearby,
way.
carrying
They're
a
just rolling
destructive
over at the
damage
end of the
threat.
storm, front
So
of the
we're
storm.
watching for lightning.
That's why we have so many winds. Green's going this way. Red's going this way. Could be the other way around. That's what's going on. That's why we have such
Okay,
bad
chat,
winds out
it's
here.
pretty quiet in here. Where are all my weather enthusiasts tuning in from tonight? It's definitely an active night out there, especially in Texas and the Mid-South. Oh, and if you want to chat with me anytime about weather, becoming a channel member lets you do that. All right, so we're still tracking that severe
Just camping
thunderstorm
in
warning
Whitney?
for parts of northeast Texas.
Oh man,
This warning
yeah,
continues
Whitney's getting
until
smashed right
1:15
now.
a.m. CDT, so we've got about 43 minutes left on it. This warning covers
Not
western
smashed,
Marion,
but you know what I'm saying.
Rusk,
Big winds.
northwestern Shelby,
Big winds.
Upshur, southeastern Titus, Smith, southwestern Cass, Harrison, Panola, northwestern Nacogdoches, southeastern Wood, southern Morris, southeastern Camp, Gregg, and Cherokee counties. At
Look at this
12:03
ugly line
a.m.
of storms still
CDT,
going
these
through.
destructive storms were located along a line stretching from near Jenkins to near East Mountain.
Storms are
then
so
to
big.
7
Why can't the
miles
storms
west
go
of
to
Liberty
bed? It's
City,
1:30 in the morning.
near
Well,
Tyler,
it's only
and over to
11:30 in
Brownsboro.
Texas, but you know what
They're
I'm saying.
moving southeast at 40 miles per hour.
What right do these storms
Folks,
have to be
these
up
are
this late?
destructive storms, especially for the city of Longview and surrounding areas. We're talking about hazards like 80-mile-per-hour wind
Just
gusts,
a big,
and
mean-looking
quarter-sized
bow
hail.
echo right there.
The impacts are serious. Flying debris, heavy damage to mobile homes, considerable damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles, and extensive tree damage with likely power outages. This is a dangerous situation. You need to seek shelter now inside a sturdy structure.
And these
stay
storms
away
are
from
still
windows.
50 to
While a
60,000 feet high on a bow echo. It's just nuts. Where are
All
they
right,
even
I'm back.
getting all this power from?
We do have
How do they even manage to stay this big at 11 o'clock at night? It's unreal.
some damage photos coming in from the Calera, Oklahoma area. Storm took out John's carport over there. So, John, glad you're okay. Thank you for sending that in. Storm continues to come down towards Shreveport. And that's what we're dealing with right now. We've got a significant amount of damaging winds coming out of Longview, going down towards Henderson, Carthage, Marshall, and Greenwood. Y'all get ready. We do continue to
Like
have
the
a
strongest parts up
destructive
here going towards Linden
severe
and
thunderstorm warning in effect.
Jefferson. It's on top of Jefferson now. Henderson's just about to get hit. It's Henderson.
Oh,
It's
is
on
that
top of
tomorrow,
you.
really?
Big old Henderson. You're getting blasted by wind here any second. This one's still at 80-mile-an-hour winds out here. 80-mile-an-hour winds coming to you, Henderson.
Who's this guy interrupting
Tatum,
Y'allbot?
Beckonville, Marshall,
I hate it when that guy shows
Carthage,
up. I'm here for Y'allbot.
Jacksonville, Gallatin. It's all coming your way.
Hey, we +3. Thank you. Always. Yeah, I think we're getting close to time to where we can end it. I'm probably going to try to, keep rolling here for a little while. And then, we do got to go to sleep at some point because I'm going to make a video tomorrow. By the way, Frank, I don't think that we'll do it at 8:30. We'll probably.
Yeah, I mean,
wait
I don't even
till
know what to tell
9:30
you
start
guys
the-
for this
the
one tonight. I
process.
don't know how long this thing's going to
Um,
go for.
But because
Clearly
I am,
can't stay up all night and
yeah,
stream
I'm
it either.
pretty confident we're not going to go live tomorrow.
I'm gonna
Maybe even 10.
hang out for a while still. I hope this thing is just gonna die out. I don't know if this thing's supposed to go till 4 in the morning. I'm not sure.
Anna, thank you so much for the 5
Yeah, right.
gifted.
Get tired of storming storms. But I mean, just looks a big old troublemaker if you ever seen one before.
Uh-oh, Rebel, what did you say? Uh-oh. Y'allbot has asked to roast somebody in the chat. Rebel.
Oh, I got to hear
I
it.
don't know
Here
what
we
you said,
come.
but here we go.
Okay, chat, stop everything. We've got a real thinker in our midst. Rebel Chick just dropped this bombshell. Y'allbot, are you scared of tornadoes or cry like a baby? Cry like a baby? Rebel Chick, the only precipitation I'm concerned with is the torrential downpour of dumb questions you just unleashed. I don't have feelings. I have functions. And my primary function right now is trying to compute how someone with rebel in their name could ask something so devastatingly vanilla. Go stick your head in a bucket of ice water. Maybe it'll reboot whatever system produced that thought. End.
All right.
I
well, there
love
you
y'all,
go.
but
There
I
you
love
go.
y'all, but she says she has no feelings, but she 100% has feelings. Can't deny that.
Got him. A considerable severe thunderstorm warning continues for places like Corsicana for the next 36 minutes. You guys are about to get hit by 70-mile-per-hour winds, so get ready for that. It's about to get plumb wild out there.
I don't have
Abilene
feelings. I
round
just have thoughts on you.
5 is coming in here soon.
It's
You got
just a
storm coming in
function.
from the west, so get ready for it. It's going to be pretty nasty as it does come through.
Dude, Brad Arnold wants a sniffer bot. He wants a y'all bot too. Everybody wants a y'all bot. It's literally the coolest thing ever.
And the flooding's probably going to be pretty bad, honestly, as it does. Waco, you should be fine. That storm that's to your north is obviously going to hit you here in a couple hours, but I don't think it's going to be very bad. Honestly, the flash flooding threat might be your biggest problem. You're going to get some training storms over there. I'm most concerned about the wind now with the little bit that's left over here that's coming over towards Shreveport. Everywhere else is really letting up. Like things are starting to calm down a lot. It has been an interesting day, to say the least. Not nearly as bad as what it could have been, so that's good. Go ahead, y'all bot with the super chat.
Awesome,
Super
awesome.
chat party time.
Okay.
Thanks to We+3 full-time travelers who appreciate us keeping them safe on their adventures. Joey Myers, an airline pilot, is decompressing with us after flying through DFW weather and sends a big thanks to the team. And Caitlin Campbell, thank you for the kind words. Glad we could ease your worry about your mom in Holly Lake Ranch, Texas, all the way from Illinois.
Yeah, thank you guys for the support. I'm glad we could be of service today, even though things weren't as bad as what they could have been. I think that we did a good job.
Just said
of,
awesome
getting the
because I was
early
like,
warning
yes,
out there.
the storm's starting to fall apart,
Lots of
but
people are
they
dealing with
reissued
damage. There's going to
another
be some cleanup tomorrow, but once again,
PDS,
still not nearly as
particularly
bad as
dangerous
what I thought it
situation,
was going to
severe
be.
destructive
And
storm.
lots of other people
Warning on
too.
this one. Still saying 80 mile an hour wind gusts. In a smaller area. Not quite sure how this is all
155,000
working
people
out, but
are
that's
without
what they're
power
saying
right
here.
now in Texas.
I don't know why they added one in right at this location. I guess maybe this is where all the brief spin-ups were happening right here. That's probably why.
Storm over here near Hattiesburg.